Oh yeah? Why what was it? What was it before? Oh, just a little bit. Not too bad. Not too bad. We are live right now, but we ain't started because we waiting on someone. Let me make sure everything's working first of all, because I'm on. Hold on. Where the-
Wait, let me let my cat in.
You gotta. So okay, I never played that joint, bro. Hold up. Let me see. Together. Jmaine looks different. He's on his way. You already know how he be.
Jmaine went to Europe real quick.
You already know how Jmaine be. Don't worry, the show ain't officially starting yet. So, you know what I mean? Y'all just come and take your seat. We just setting some shit up real quick. Getting ready. I'm gonna have to wait for him to come fix these boxes. Oh yeah? Why what was it? What was it before?
I'll be right back.
There we go. Chat. How y'all been though? How y'all been? Have a little pre-show before the real show. How y'all been? I see Blade X in the chat, Kempachi in the chat, Arcade in the chat, Lee Greeny in the chat, the Sly Crow in the chat, Muck. What's up? What's up? What's up? How y'all doing, man? How y'all doing? I'm depressed, right?
Oh,
Yo, that rematch, yo, holy.
I I was thinking like
I can't believe they didn't put that for the whole weekend, bro.
I think they want the devs to have a weekend, because
That's so
they have to
lame,
be in the
bro.
office,
That's so lame, bro.
Like I get
I
it,
guess we
I
could
get
lock
it.
in tomorrow because that's the only day. Like we could play all night tomorrow, and that's about it, bro. Because apparently it's over in the morning too on Saturday. You know?
Unless they extend it.
Yeah, they gotta extend it. Why would you? Yo, why would you do a beta on a work week? Like people are grown, bro. Like we got work, bro.
I was a little confused too. I was like,
Do it over the weekend when people actually have time
yeah.
to play, bro. Like yo, bro, we have no time to play, bro.
You see, they went back to 120,000 people playing.
Bro, that game is yo, bro. I know I said it before, but I take every sort of slander I had for them not making Sifu 2 and making this. Even though I still want Sifu 2, but that rematch is pure heat. That might be one of my favorite games I've played this year so far, and it was just only the beta. That game is heat. Such a great time, yo.
Yeah, like fix the networking isn't the
Yeah,
best.
you know what? You
At
know what?
least
I did
this
notice.
beta
Yeah,
has
yeah.
been
This
worse.
this this beta was worse than last one. I felt like it was more glitchy this time around. Like the couple matches that we played,
I noticed
they
a
were
lot more
more
rubber
glitchy.
banded and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
that is true. Roxas, what's good? What's good? What's good? Who else up in here, man? Who else up in here? If you're in the chat lurking, say, type some, say what up, shout you out. Blade X says I'm good. Kofi bought my plane ticket to Toronto yesterday. When you coming? You coming in June? What month you coming in? Pause. Ken Patty said, heard that LA show was crazy. I wouldn't pay money to go. I'm too cheap. You talking about the K-Dot show? Soon time my turn. It's almost my turn. It's almost my turn to go, bro. No, he comes to Toronto. What's it? June 12th and 13th. I got tickets for both dates. I'm gonna
Man,
go.
Kofi went crazy.
I'm gonna go, bro. I can't wait, yo. I'm excited. You coming July 9th? That's dope. That's dope. Jmaine's coming this summer too. Jmaine is coming to the city this summer too. You know what I mean? He pulling up. So I'm definitely gonna link up with Jmaine and see if we could shoot some content and do some. I'm gonna take him to Wonderland. I'm trying to get Strat to come, but Strat, you know what I mean? He's being so mix up, yo. Yo,
It's crazy. We'll see.
Wonderland
We'll
would be
see. We'll see.
so lit with the Mandem, bro. He should have pulled up to Wonderland, bro. I feel like it was like a year or two ago. I posted like a video of like a point of view of me on the roller coaster. I don't know if you remember that video or something
I got one from like a few years ago.
I have a point of view, bro. That joint's almost had 1 million views on my channel. I'm like, god damn, every summer that shit go up crazy.
I think that's the one you posted like years and years ago, huh?
Bro, it was like 2 or 3 years ago. That joint almost hit 1 million
way
views,
longer
bro.
than that, no?
Is it? I have to go and check.
I swear.
Like, but the funny
unless
thing is,
you posted another one.
No bullshit, that shit gets like anywhere between like 5 to like 10K views a day, bro. Like this shit go crazy, yo. I'm like, god damn.
I guess it's people trying to see what's up there before they go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, if Jmaine pulls up, I'm probably gonna vlog that whole day. If we pull up to Wonderland, I'm gonna try and vlog that whole shit. That shit gonna be lit as hell, yo. I might actually live stream that shit. I might do my get my Kai Sonata on, bro. I might live stream that whole day still. That'll be fire. But I'm scared, yo. Taking my phone on the roller coaster. If I drop that shit, I'm gonna be depressed.
Hey, get those. I think there's one that you tie it to your body.
Yo, bro, I have a chest mount. That's how I had my other one, but it's not my cell phone though. You know what I mean? That was a GoPro.
Get one for it. I know you can get one for your cell phone though.
The life of RJ. What's good? Yo, Jmaine stay be crazy late, bro.
He's 1 minute late. He said 5 to 10 minutes. It's been 11.
He stay be late.
I mean, I just pre-ordered this rematch. Let's go.
Yeah, I gotta lock in on that. I might, depending on how that platinum list look, I might 2-piece that game. I ain't gonna hold you.
It's $10 cheaper on CD keys right now. They just got copies in. Get on it.
I'm about to boot this rematch up if Jmaine don't show up in 5 minutes, bro. Real talk.
That night range just hit 300,000.
Yo, it's crazy because the review scores for that is definitely on the lower side, but the popularity, it seems like it hasn't really, deterred or swayed anybody who was interested.
Yeah,
yeah.
From what I saw, more people were complaining about it being way too hard on solo.
Yeah, well, it's a game kind of designed
for
multiple people to play. Yeah. So I'm thinking about picking it up still. But it's just the thing is I got too much to play. I got way too much to play right now. I'm behind. So
I'm not playing right now. I think I'm playing just that right now and Peace Walker.
Yeah, I can't wait for that remake of Metal Gear Solid 3, yo. That shit gonna go crazy.
Oh,
Yep. Yo, chat, as we wait for Jmaine to get in here to officially really start the podcast for real, y'all have any questions? About anything? We can get to it here real quick.
Make sure those questions are super chats, Just saying. leave a like in there.
Hit that like button. Hit that like button, man. I'm more concerned with these boys hitting that like button, bro. You know what I mean? Hit that like button, man. If you're already in here and you're waiting for the boys, I know we late. Jmaine, blame Jmaine first of all. Don't blame me. Me and Strat came on time. You know what I mean? Me and Strat were here on time. That boy Jmaine's the one that was late. So, I see about like 32 people in here, bro. We should have 32 likes, bro. Stop playing, bro.
I get a BBL.
The life of RJ. Should I get a BBL, bro? Who knows, bro? Send a pic. You might be thick already, bro. Who knows, bro? You might not need that. I can't even lie, bro. Pause. Super big pause, yo. But low-key, you guys already know this because y'all seen the picture of the jean shorts, bro. You know what I mean?
I
think I need a BBL reduction, nigga. I think I need a reduction, yo. I think I'm too curvy for a boy, bro. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I think I'm a little too curvy for a boy, bro. I don't know, man. I might have to go get that surgically removed. I need to be SpongeBob.
This is what happens when Jmaine late.
Look what we talking about. Look what we talking about right now, bro. All right, yo. Arcade says, what games are we looking forward to for June? That's dropping in June. What's dropping in June? Death Stranding. I need that.
That's the only one for me. I can think. June in rematch.
And rematch. Those are the two
Yeah,
big
yeah.
games. Nah. Stop lying. Mario Kart 2 going crazy. Those are the
Oh
big three.
yeah.
The big three. I need all of
I
it.
keep forgetting that's next in a few days.
Bro, real talk. Top of June. Yeah.
This time next week, the Switch 2.
Yo, bro. Okay, so
You're
Mario
you
Kart
gotta,
day
what's up with
one.
that podcast next week?
Next week, yo, I don't know. We might have to just skip, bro. Loki, we might have to do a game night, bro. We might have to do a game night next week. Everyone get in here, 24 players type shit. We play with our viewers and shit like that. That'll be dope. Like we do like a big match of Mario Kart. That'll be dope for next week. And we just say fuck the podcast for real, bro. Because I know all of us are gonna want to play regardless. You know what I mean?
For sure.
There you go. Look, Jmaine there. Jmaine go. Late, man. Jmaine, you're only about 16 minutes late. You're only about 16 minutes late to the podcast, brother.
I called in
That's
and said I was
light.
going to be late, though.
Something light, you know what I mean? Something light. A little 16-minute piece. You know what I mean? Something light.
Just 16, you know.
16
not too
minutes.
crazy.
Ain't that crazy. It's not like we on a, you know what I mean, on a time frame here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, not at all. Not at all. This is just a come as you go, open door policy. Come and go as you please. Let me turn my camera on real quick.
I'm finna dock you $2 off that Patreon, fam.
Oh no!
I haven't been paid you. I haven't paid you this month. Yo, we just stacking up for another.
Yeah, we might as well
just stack it up.
Just
Yeah,
go
just
ahead,
stack
let
it
it
up.
stack up.
Let's
Appreciate
stack
y'all
up,
contributions.
Let's stack up.
Shout out to
Oh,
y'all, man.
Let's see if
Cheers.
I told that boy Tony to take a pod off, bro. You know what I mean?
He took last week off with everybody else. That's crazy. Told him to sit this one out.
I told him to sit this one out, brother. We don't need no sleepy
Damn.
takes from you this week, bro. Next week, when you know what I mean, when you got something to say that you pull up. We no sleepy
Wait, so
takes from Tony.
The Switch come out next week, right?
Next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
On
shit,
Thursday.
next Thursday.
Thursday.
Wow. So we doing a pod that day, or you was just
That's
talking
what I'm
about?
saying. Yeah, we're talking about like, yo, we might have to skip that joint and just do a game night type shit. We might.
Oh, I'm with that.
Play some matches with
Yeah.
the viewers and stuff like that. Get in here, and I'm gonna show y'all why I'm the GOAT of Mario Kart, bro.
Oh,
Show you why I
my
hype this
God.
Mario Kart up. That I'm that guy. I'm that guy in Mario Kart. Stop playing with me. I'm really him.
Hold on, let me fix him up.
This guy Kofi's been practicing, bro.
I know you seen that,
Low-
right?
low-
I don't even got to
low-
switch to
It's
practice on.
disgusting. It's
This motherfucker been
disgusting.
Okay, I did pop
practicing.
into Mario Kart 8. Your boy still got it with the drift and yo, I'm so nice. You know
I
what
hope
mean?
it's
Man,
completely
Got it.
different, so you don't even know what you're doing.
Nah.
anymore.
Right. Hopefully they switched it up so much with the maps
Nah,
and the way like
thing
you got to go
is,
in
yo,
between
bro,
the maps
tell you
and travel and shit like that.
I've watched
Yeah.
that Mario Kart Direct about 50 times, bro. I already got
Oh
shit
my
mapped
God.
out, bro. I'm about to
Oh.
cook y'all fools in that game, bro. Y'all have
Mapping
no
shit
idea
out
how
on the
excited I
direct is
am.
the nastiest thing I've ever heard in my life.
This
That's
man looking at
crazy.
leaked pictures of the map and everything.
He printed them shit out, got blueprints
Yo,
and
y'all don't
shit.
even know, bro. That Mario
Got
Kart go hit.
notes.
Like I know mans are kind of playing around. Like the Switch, yo, don't get it twisted. The Switch is kind of it's lackluster. It's like to me, I'm not really excited for the hardware. It's just that Mario Kart just look good, boy. That Mario Kart
Yeah, they ain't
fire,
do it.
bro.
In terms of like the OS and the hardware,
Everything
it
about
don't
the
look
Switch, yeah,
no
I was
different.
like going on Twitter, and people don't think I'm like engagement farming, but I'm really think that the hardware is kind of boring. Like it doesn't even. I understand that it's an iteration. It's a kind of like a okay, just the next Switch, pretty much. But I felt like they could have
Yeah.
done so much more. Like once
I think they
again,
took
in terms
things
of just
out of the
features, just with
controllers,
features,
too.
bro. Like yo,
Yeah.
Even on the console stuff, I don't even think you could still message your homie, just like send a quick message. Yo, how
Yeah,
about,
they
you know what
haven't-
I mean? Yo,
I
pull
don't
they
up
know.
haven't
and play.
talked about that.
Like on
That's why you
system
got- that's why
messaging,
you got
does
the
that
app.
even exist? You still can't
That might
change
be through the
themes.
app.
Like yo, bro.
I mean,
it's the
let's
same
be
shit.
honest. Who's really doing that though?
No, but
What,
yo,
messaging people
bro.
to get on?
Nah, that'd be a cool little feature to
No.
send. Yo, people send
Nobody's
me a message
doing
through
that,
fucking.
though.
People send me a
What,
message
Discord?
through fucking what's it called? Even Steam still. Like, come on, bro. People send me a message through that. Shit.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I still get invites on PSN when I'm on there. Like no matter what game I'm on,
That's what I'm
I'll still
saying,
get an
bro.
invite to like
Even
to
sometimes I
play
get message.
like
Yo, sometimes I get message on
Helldivers
PSN or
or
some shit too. Like,
Call of
happens.
Duty and shit like that. Yeah,
I'm just saying, like these are like basic things that you would expect that for them to have on top of like other shit too. You know what I mean? Like I felt like they could have really pushed the envelope there, at least in the software side of things. But it seems like They just took the extremely safe route.
Too safe.
Do they need to though? That's the thing.
See, people like you is what pissed me off, Strat. Bro. It just plays the game, bro.
Here's
That's
the
why we
thing.
can't have nice things,
data,
bro. That's why we can't have
the
nice
data
things.
tells them. The data told them nobody does that stuff.
That's bullshit.
What data though?
Bullshit.
They don't
do it.
They don't have data. So they don't
do it.
exactly.
I don't know.
That's bullshit. That's every like Nintendo fanboy's excuses. Like,
I'm not even one though. That's the thing.
I know you're not one. I'm not calling you a person, but that's their typical defense that you just say like, we just don't care about those type of things. We just pop the gaming. That's it. That's all I need, bro.
I don't care about it, bro.
I was that dude on Miiverse. Looking at going to the game little subreddits that they had little there and looking at all the pictures that niggas drew and shit.
Man, you were bored. You were so bored.
Bro.
I ain't gonna lie, that's some creepy shit, man. You could have kept that to yourself, nigga. Fuck what you doing on the Miiverse.
Kofi's the type of dude that was in the Nintendo DS chat room just waiting.
Next, he had this shit open, just waiting for somebody to connect to his
real ones know. Y'all are out there. The real ones know how low-key the Miiverse content was great because some mans are mad creative over there, bro. I used to just sometimes pop into a game community like the Wind Waker shit and see like the art that niggas be making. I'm like, God damn, niggas is fly. That shit was fly, bro. Oh, look, a man said put me on the list. Yo, come on, bro.
Just go on Twitter for that. You know what I mean?
Man, y'all give them too much excuses. I feel like, and the podcast didn't even start, but fuck it. I feel like the problem is just, I feel the Switch has lack of just social. You just feel so disconnected. Just the lack of social features and, just seeing what your friends are playing. Like, I'm that guy that goes on people's PSN profiles and looks. I'm that guy. I'm not playing. Like,
I'll be doing that too. I'll be doing that too. I'll be doing that too. I'll be that guy,
bro.
Because even though like the PSN, they show you like the recently played games and shit like that, so you can see.
I be looking, bro.
They even enter like shit that you play.
Almost feels like a community. You know what I'm saying? Almost feels like some sort of little community. But when you turn on your fucking Switch, dry as a motherfucker, bro. Dry as hell. No.
PS4 low key had some of the best social features when they had that one page where you could just see like it was almost like a Twitter feed where you could just see like different things that people are doing, the screenshots they made public and all of that, like what they posted up, and I was like, that was fire. I wish they would have kept something like that.
I wish they could have elaborated on that. I know they added the fucking game chat shit, which like I commend them for whether mans are gonna use that because that shit looked like a horrible experience when people were like streaming their games and shit. But I still commend them for like including a feature like that, bro. You know what I mean? Like, but
is that game chat just strictly the video thing, or is there no messaging through there?
From my understanding, I heard I even have to link a cell phone number, so that even kind of like.
I think that's
even
to
though
protect
like
the kids.
we all got cell phones, so but like damn, like so you're telling me without like a cell phone number you can't use a feature? That's kind of wild, bro. Like that's kind of crazy.
I mean, without internet, you can't use the Switch too.
I understand, Strap, but like it's just strange, yo. Like they're just doing things backwards. You understand me? Like okay, another backward ass thing that they do. Okay, so we've been begging, real niggas been begging for achievements for like Nintendo to hop on that shit from time, right? Bro, they add achievements, but to 2 games, bro. And it's on the cell phone app, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like, it's so backwards.
Oh, you talking about this? It was the Zelda game, and was there another one?
Yeah.
Oh, both of them have achievements.
Both of them. Okay. Like, it's so backwards, yeah, that's weird. Bro. It's weird. Like, why y'all just get in line, bro? Like, I like y'all for being weird, but like, some things just fall in line, bro.
I think I do know what you mean by the data now, Strat, when you're saying like people still buy the systems and buy the games regardless of them not having those features.
Bro, I was gonna support if you have Fire Games, bro. You know what I mean? Their handhelds are
the games. Somewhat. I'll buy a whole system for one game. Like it's
shit. That's what we're doing for Mario Kart, bro. Shit, that's a system seller right there, bro.
I mean, that's what we did with the first Switch. Like, what else other than Breath of the Wild was really there?
Yeah, we bought that.
I don't even know why I even bought the first Switch. I didn't play none of those games.
You didn't play Breath of the Wild?
For like maybe an hour.
You didn't finish that? Come on, bro. Come on.
Now that I think about it, I remember I got pulled over coming back home with the Switch from midnight release. And now that I'm really thinking about it, they probably was looking over for me crazy. What the fuck is you doing with a children's toy at midnight? And lock his ass up. Like, throw his ass in. What the fuck is he doing with a Nintendo at midnight, driving back home, speeding and shit?
Yo, that midnight launch was packed. Though. I remember, yo. I went to the midnight launch of that shit. That shit was packed, bro.
Yeah, it was dope. That was like the last midnight release I went to.
I think
like 7
Tears
years
of the
ago.
Kingdom was mine.
Oh, they have. Oh yeah. I remember you was posting pictures. I think you posted pictures of that, right?
Yo, the line was
We did.
dummy
With all
long.
the sweaties out there.
Dummy long, bro. I was shocked. I was really thinking that, like, it was gonna be like a few nerds like myself.
But definitely like
myself.
Since we there, like it definitely don't feel like the Switch is coming out next week. Like this probably like I don't know what other console release might have felt like this, but the hype.
It feels like a pro.
It's not there.
That's what it feels like.
I don't know.
Pro.
It almost does feel like
every day though.
Like a pro release. That's what I'm trying to say, yo.
But when you say like they releasing content, like I almost feel like it's a lot of like mixed messaging and bad news going along with it. Like it's almost like
Key
the
cards,
good is outweighing the bad.
You know, I don't know. The launch for the Switch 2 is it definitely been weird. It's just been a weird feeling overall, and just everything just about that joint is it's just so samey. It's so samey. I know some people are gonna be like, but like I don't know, man. It's just very samey.
I was gonna ask you about that.
But like, god damn, bro.
I was gonna look at the launch lineup, but like from the OG NES to Super Nintendo, like I wonder what people felt like going from there. I know like the graphics and stuff like that was different.
Yeah, but going from
in terms of like that system
from 16 to like what 32-bit was a big change.
No, I think
right?
it was like. Wasn't it 8 to 16?
Was it? I swear it was like. So isn't the NES a 16-bit device? I'm pretty sure it's a 16.
I think Super NES is 16.
I think the Game Boy was 8-bit.
Super NES is 32. Super NES should be 32-bit. It should be 32-bit. And 64 was the 64-bit. Let me double check. Let me double check. I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Yeah. So I was just wondering. No. NES is 8. NES is 8.
Which one is?
16 is the Super Nintendo.
Really?
God, yeah, and then they went to. I think didn't they do like a CD that was supposed to be 32?
Nah, maybe I'm thinking about the Genesis. I don't know. I know they dropped
Genesis
the 32X. I think attachment to their joint. So
yeah, I think Genesis was 32. But I think they was probably trying to get it to 32, and it didn't work out. But yeah, I'm just wondering, like outside of like the system did look much different though. Like it was smaller. It had like a different colorway and all that. The controller was shaped different, but it was I guess it was different then because we didn't care about, well, they didn't care about like system features as much as we might care about them in terms of like the social aspect. Like for them, it was just pop the game into the system and oh shit, games look better. And that was enough.
Yeah.
Like for us, I know most people still don't care about that, but for us as the enthusiasts and stuff like that, we probably care about that a lot more than what they did at the time.
All right, yo, let's actually officially get started for it. That was a little pre-show for your boys, you know what I mean? That was a little pre-show for your boys. Because Jmaine was late, so we started yapping a little earlier.
Well, shit, Switch is next week. We got, you know what I mean? Got to check the temperature on that motherfucker.
Yes, sir. So we're going to go ahead and get started with the podcast. Last week, we didn't do a show. I forgot what happened. I think I was just busy. I think I came home mad late from work.
Yeah, you said you was late.
Yeah. I think I came home at work and it was like freaking 8 o'clock. So I'm like, yo, bro, we got to skip the podcast this week. So it was my fault that we didn't pull up. But, it's actually better that we were combining the 2 weeks because I'm looking at the topics now and it doesn't look like nothing super crazy happened anyway. So we'll just combine the 2 weeks and have a podcast now, man. So I hope everybody's blessed. I hope everybody's having a great night. Shout out to the people who are watching the podcast live. Shout out to the people who are going to watch the podcast later. We do appreciate everyone who supports us. Sends us super chats, supports our Patreon, watch the podcast live after, hits the like button. I wish a little bit more would hit the like button. You know what I mean? But hit that shit, bro. If you're here already and you're enjoying the show and you watch every week, man, we do appreciate that. Let's go around the room and just see what everyone's been playing, the past 2 weeks since we've been gone, man. Let's start off with Jmaine, man. What you been playing? You beat anything? You still got 25 games to beat, bro.
I haven't played shit.
How many games did I beat this year so far?
I got like 4.
4. Oh, you got a long way to go, bro. I think you could.
Oh, it's like trust me, it's like, but no, I did beat the game this week. I'm lying. I was playing a lot this weekend. I got a game that I was playing that I can't talk about, but if you follow me on Twitter, you definitely know what I'm talking about.
Great game.
Oh yeah, you was in there too. I can't wait to talk about it more. But
they put a gag order on y'all? Is it under NDA?
Oh
type
yeah,
shit?
NDA is crazy.
Yeah.
To be honest, I should probably delete my tweets. Because I read the message and they was like, yeah, don't even say nothing. Like, don't even say you in this motherfucker, pretty much. Yeah. But so I was playing that, and that took up a lot of my weekend. But I was playing. I beat fucking South of Midnight. Finished that game up. Nice little, 10 to 15 hour experience. Really loved the lore of the game, the world that you're in, the story, and the stories that they tell in that game. That game is awesome. Outside of like the repetitiveness of the combat arenas, like I think they could have got way more creative with some of the combat situations that they put you in, because they introduce a lot of new like enemy types and all of that, and even some new abilities that you get along the way. You get a lot of them early, but then they introduce some more that you can even upgrade later on. But you're just still in that same repetitive combat arena that I think they could have like mixed it up and made it a little bit more creative. But I really enjoyed that game. I think if you have Game Pass, you should definitely check it out. It's definitely a good game nonetheless. What else? I was back on Helldivers this weekend. A nice big update happened with the Illuminates invading Super Earth. If you've been tapped in, that shit's been crazy. They've been whooping ass. I think most recently the president died on the game. So.
I heard that that's basically their big reset, right? And now the Chinese players are the only one holding Super Earth together.
Well, so all right, this is what happened. So I guess there was a post that went out that so basically some of the cities on Super Earth are like based on or named after certain major cities in the world. Mm-hmm. So you could tell like which ones is based on like American cities or even like Europe or even Asian cities. And I think one is almost like replicant of Shanghai. So when they saw that city was being attacked and under like about to be taken over, they mad Chinese players jumped on the game and was fighting against the Illuminates to get the level up so that they could get it to 100% and take back control of the city. But because you can't 100% completely take over a city until you deplete the Illuminate fleet, you're not going to be able to get that bar past 100. So it's going to cap out at like 99 point something, just because they still have fleet to send down and cause havoc. So they was getting upset and review bombing the game because they couldn't get it to 100. So that was crazy. But no, they definitely did put in a lot of work. And the new update is fire. You can customize your guns now. They have a bunch of new, not a bunch, but a couple new enemy types. And then fighting on Super Earth it's fun. It's still fun. The game is still fun. New missions and all of that. What else was I playing? I also was playing, believe it or not, fucking Black Ops 6. Hopped on that.
Crazy.
Yeah, I hopped on Black Ops 6.
I haven't played that game yet, bro.
That ass. It was the first time I played it since it came out. So I was playing through that. Really, my man's been wanting me to get on it and play with him, but he play hardcore. You already die fast enough in Call of Duty. Like, why the fuck would I even want to play hardcore? So I tried it out, get my classes set up and all of that. I like it. It's Call of Duty. Like, it's the new movement system and all of that is dope, but it's Call of Duty still at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Okay. Strat, what you been playing, man?
Oof. I've been past 3 weeks I beat MGS3. Moved on to Peace Walker. I'm on that right now. And then
That's the PSP joint, right?
Yeah. Luckily they got like the Xbox version.
Oh yeah.
HD.
Yeah.
There's a few years, like probably 10 years ago at this point. So I'm playing that on there. And then they got Night right now. So that's what I've been on.
Oh, you started up the Elden Ring?
Yeah.
Any impressions? Or you haven't yet? You're not far enough.
I got like, I only played what really I played when the tech test came out. Mm-hmm. That first area with the first boss. So other than, I don't got much to say other than what I experienced then.
Gotcha.
Okay. And me, I finished Oblivion finally. I felt like for the past like 5 podcasts or 6 podcasts, I'll be like, yo, I'm playing Oblivion. But I finally
how many hours you had when you beat
Oblivion, bro. I have like 80 hours in that joint, bro. If I combine my PC joints, probably like 100 hours, bro.
Oh yeah, because I forgot you was flip flopping. You was going back and forth, wilding the hell out.
Yeah, wasn't that when Kofi was like, you know what? I'm gonna go for Steam achievements now.
Yeah. Then he said, "Fuck that."
Yeah. Yo, that only lasted like 3 days. Lasted 3 business days before I'm like, nah, we gotta go back. I gotta go back, bro. So I just finished it on PlayStation. I got the platinum trophy. You know what I mean? And that. So now I'm currently playing Indiana Jones, but I'm thinking about putting a pause to it so I can replay Death Stranding to get ready for Death Stranding 2. I already beat this Death Stranding.
I don't think you should replay it.
I kind of want to experience it one more time before jumping into the new one, because I know when I jump into the new one, it's gonna be one of those type of situations. It might go. It's gonna be really hard to go back. So
they have
if I go and
10-minute
get the platinum.
I don't know. Oof.
If I go and get the platinum in Death Stranding 1 now, it's probably the best time for me to do that before that Death Stranding 2 hits. So that's what I'm thinking about doing. There's so many games I want to play. Like, once again, everyone's always complaining about gaming and where a game is at today, and it's I have too much to play, and I'm not like
too much.
Like, bro, I can't keep up. I want to finish Indiana Jones. From what I'm playing of Indiana Jones, I don't hate it. I know it was getting mixed reactions from people, but obviously it seems like it's playing like a stealth game, so I'm playing it like a stealth game, and I guess it seems like,
stealth definitely first.
I guess if your impression was like, if it's your impression that's gonna be like some hardcore action game, I can see why you might be disappointed in my like, this is not for you. But I'm playing it how the game is intended to be a stealth game, and I'm having quite fun. I like how interactive everything is too. With you can pick up a guitar, you can pick up this, you can do this. I do like how interactive that game is, and the different pathways it seems to give you to get to certain places and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it so far. So I got that to play.
I didn't even start Doom yet, brother.
I haven't played Doom.
Have not played that shit yet.
I did fold. I will admit I did fold, and I did pop in because people have been talking so much shit about this fucking game, bro. How it's the game of the year, it's the best game ever. That Expedition 33. So I won't lie.
They're obscure.
No, I kind of snuck and I played about like 2 hours of Expedition.
Yeah.
Like, this shit is heat. I gotta put this down. This shit's heat. I can't even lie. That game, they was not capping about that game. That game is heat. I played 2 hours of that shit. I'm like, yo, bro, if I don't put this down now, I'm gonna be stuck on this joint. I got games I want to beat in order. You know what I mean? I got games I want to beat in order before I get to that shit. So I'm like, yo, bro, the Expedition 3, I played that shit for 2 hours. I got to the point where I got to the area where you're underwater. The people who have probably already beat the game already know you're underwater at some point.
Spoilers. Wow, that's crazy.
That's not spoilers, bro. Come on, that's not a spoiler, bro. You're underwater. I got to the next area after that. But so far, the narrative and the concept of that game, fire, bro. I'm loving the premise of this. How, like, about the whole age thing.
Yeah,
you know, the 33 Yo, I'm like, this premise is fire. This premise is fire.
It took me aback, too, when I was playing it, because I'm like, damn, like, it's almost as if like they've been here before, because the way people was responding or reacting to it being like the next cycle, it was almost like everybody just accepted it and
just that's think life about for them.
This is the 33rd one, so it's like they used to this shit by now.
That's crazy.
I can only imagine
when you're outside in the world and you're seeing all the other expeditions that went off, the remnants of people. I'm like, yo, this whole concept is fire. Number one. Number two. The turn-based combat is heat. I do love turn-based combat that lets you interact like this. Like Sea of Stars did something similar in the sense of like, you gotta time it. You know, even the old school Mario games did that type. Super Mario RPG, like you gotta time your attack type shit. But this one's more so on the block, on the defensive side with the parry system and the dodge, which it works extremely well. Like the parry system is really addicting. When you land that stuff, it's nice, but. No, I've been seeing memes on the internet and it's facts. Yo, they're talking about how like how they telegraph their moves is so unpredictable sometimes. They take so long to line up.
Did you see that one video that the dude made?
Yeah, the guy with the bunny suit. I'm like,
yeah. That shit was funny as hell.
I'm like, yo, when is this guy gonna attack, bro? Like, it just be throwing me out. But once you know the patterns, it's so satisfying to land that shit. The music in the game is good. The visual presentation. I was actually expecting it to look a little bit prettier. I was playing it on my PC, but it still looked good. It looked good. I thought the graphics was gonna look better, but I'm not mad at it.
Blurry too. Like I was even playing it on like GeForce. I know that hits the quality, but it was still like maxed out, and it was still like as blurrier than other games that I played on there. So I was like,
Yeah.
It's a cool art style though.
The art style is nice. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's an ugly game, but I thought for some reason, like, you know, seeing like the trailers and stuff, the graphics were gonna look a little bit better and stuff like that. But it looked good. It looked good. The presentation is cool. It seems to be a very, very, very good turn-based game. And I think by the time when I actually get to it before the year is over and I finish it, it's probably gonna be one of my favorite games of the year. I already could tell because that's my bag. I love this type of shit. I love parrying just as much as I love flying in video games. So yeah, I love a good parry. So, I'm looking for
a nice heartfelt story. Like, oh,
you know what I mean? It seems like
they pull it on them heartstrings.
Yeah, it seems like it's gonna have.
And the music,
pieces.
the music is fire in that game too. I was like, damn, I need to get that OST on my Apple Music for real.
Yes, sir.
I need to play that.
Sir. Yo, bro, there's so much to play. I got that joint to play. What's up? We got Rematch coming. We got Mario coming. July, the new Donkey Kong is gonna drop, bro. There's other shit.
Death Stranding 2 come out next month.
Death Stranding. I haven't been finished off of Midnight yet, bro. Like, there's just a lot to play right now, bro. I don't know who's in this. Yo, honestly, now I'm convinced the folks that say it's a gaming drought, you just play 2 genres, bro. You play shooter and you play 2 genres, and that's it. I'm convinced.
Yeah,
because there's not all these fucking games out here that you're saying is a fucking drought. There's so much shit to play. You might just have to expand your horizon on the types of games you just look for that are great. There's a lot of fucking good games.
I even got to get back to Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Bro,
like, I enjoyed the time I played with that.
Too, bro. I can't keep up. Yo, with my life the way it is right now as a family man, it's not like, yo, back in the day when I was doing YouTube and it was just me in here and Dolo, you know what I mean, bro? I can't find the time, bro, to play all these fucking games. I'm interested in all of them joints. And don't even get me started. Dragon Quest 3 Remake, that shit looks so fire to me. But the thing is, like, I just can't start another role-playing game, bro. Like, fuck, all the games I want to play be role-playing games too, bro. Like, fuck. You know what I'm saying? I want to play that Dragon Quest 3 Remake. That shit look heat. And I saw them, they gave a release date for the remake of 1 and 2 as well.
1 and 2,
Bro, all of that shit look heat, bro. Every single one of them look heat, bro. What am I supposed? I don't have the time, bro. I'm stressing. I'm stressed out.
Look at Tony in the chat saying we gassing it.
The contrarian, the contrarian.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Yo, there's a lot to play, bro. I don't know what y'all seen out here on the Landsfield. I think y'all on social media too much, where a whole bunch of people just telling you everything sucks, bro. There's a lot of fucking games coming out, bro. There's a lot of games coming out and a lot of different things to play right now, bro.
The backlog is heavy.
My backlog is crazy. I even want to play Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I'm hearing great things about that shit. I didn't even start that
Metaphor.
shit. I don't even own it. Bro, I have Metaphor in the case sealed, untouched, bro. Bro, I'm stressed. There's too much games for me to play right now. I'm stressed, nigga.
So many,
bro, I haven't played Silent Hill 2 Remake yet. I haven't played Silent Hill 2.
That's a great one.
I'm stressed.
It's a lot.
Bro. It's a lot, bro. It's a lot, man. Stop playing, bro. There's a lot of games out here
so many games
to enjoy, bro.
that it makes me not want to play any games.
I know that feeling. I know that feeling. You fuck around and have mad shit to play, and then you just look at Call of Duty or something that you can get in and out of real quick and just play that.
Bro,
it's just too much.
You just don't know where to start. Like
that Remax is about to drop. That shit's gonna take my life. A multiplayer that I actually fucking really like.
Yep,
bro,
it is. Because it's probably going to be something.
That rematch beta off my Steam right now, so I didn't play it.
It's something you could probably hop in and out of real quick.
It's very addictive, bro.
Yeah, it's gonna take over all your time.
Yeah. But yeah, man, there's a lot going on, bro. It's a lot going on. There's a lot to play. And don't get it twisted. All these games I'm gonna get to it. But once again, like, I don't want to get too distracted, so I'm trying to tackle it one at a time. I want to finish Indiana Jones because I hear it like low key, it's a shorter experience. It take me like 20 hours to, even get the platinum type shit. So I'm gonna finish that up. Then I'm gonna move on to the next one. So I'm one at a time, bro. I'm only one man, bro. I got a job. I work. I'm not unemployed, bro. I work, bro. I cannot finish everything as much as I want to. Like how
niggas actually like hanging out with their spouses and shit like that too.
Yeah, I got family. So I got kids, bro. Like on the weekend, you know what I mean? We go to dinner and shit. Like, I can't be on the game like how I used to be. It's just things change, Things change. Anywho, but yeah, that's how we've been playing, man. I hope y'all been playing something dope, man. It seems like I listed a whole bunch of fire games, bro. Like, I hope y'all been playing something dope out there, bro. There's a lot of good games coming out. There's a lot of good things to look forward to, bro, in the future too, bro. All right, so let's talk. I kind of want to start with Marathon. I kind of want to start there.
Oh, your game,
I'm off. Okay. I was never on no wagon. I wanted to give it a chance. Remember, I'm the guy who wants to give the shit a chance. But after watching you play Strat, I'm like, I think this is not for me. This shit looking spooky. This shit looking spooky, bro. And
looks like
I
it's looking
don't
spooky for a
know.
lot of other people.
I don't know. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna give BG his credit. You know what I mean? I guess a broken clock is right. What twice a day type shit. So he got that right. He predicted well for this one. I would say this game is looking a little spooky, bro. And there's just so much controversy surrounding it that
it is.
I don't know how this game is gonna escape just the drama, and I don't know if it's good enough to eclipse the drama too. The way how I saw it, watching Strat play in the trailer, they made this shit exciting. They made this shit fast. They made it look epic. When I watched Strat play this joint, bro, this shit was slow.
That's
NPCs
these
barely
extraction
dropping.
shooters. That's what we've been saying.
This shit was it looked kind of boring. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. It looked kind of boring after watching actual real gameplay of this joint. So, the latest controversy, Jamie, want to break it down for the people? Well, I'm gonna go get some water. Break it down for the people.
Yeah. So Bungie, which at this point you probably all already know, this happened a few weeks ago, but they did confirm that there is stolen artwork in Marathon, and it was used without the artist's permission. This is not the first time Bungie has caught themselves in this situation where artwork has appeared in their game, whether it's a DLC or the actual game itself, that has been lifted from another artist without their permission. So that artist is Anti-Real, but it's spelled like with 4 as the A and 1 as the I and so on and so forth. But she posted on Twitter like a couple of her artwork, like pictures, and then what Bungie had used in their Marathon game. I think in addition to it, she also had put something that they call loss. I'm not 100% familiar with what loss is, but I noticed that she said that she left loss in her artwork. That way, I guess if somebody did use it or steal it, it would appear in the game. And not only was it in the game, but it was in the pre-alpha. So this was something that like they didn't even try to hide.
Some were shot for shot. They didn't even change it up.
Yeah, they didn't even exactly. One of the things she posted, it looked a little bit different, but you could tell the inspiration was there. Some of the shit was just literally shot for shot. It wasn't even.
Some of the shit was shot for shot. Some of it was a little bit blurred out. Some of it was just rotated.
Right. And this was okay.
And apparently, this is not the first time that Bungie's been, under this kind of situation. Like. In the sense of stealing art. Apparently, they've been stealing art in other situations.
This is like the 4th time it's happened with Bungie. So
worst thing is, like, four of the people that work there, including the art director, follow that Anti-Real person on Twitter.
Yeah, so it was awkward because they had announced Play MA, which is basically ask me anything while they're playing the game for a marathon. This was probably going to be, I think, the first one that they've done after the pre-alpha. So that was already scheduled. This news broke literally like the beginning of that week, and then they still had the Play MA scheduled. They ended up still doing the Play MA, but they didn't have any like gameplay of the game, obviously, because
the art. They don't
it considered exactly. It consisted of the artwork from the Anti-Real. And so they basically put it all on a former employee that used to work for Bungie that lifted the artwork from the Anti-Real and put it in their game. I mean, yeah, but I'm not letting what's his name, Jason Cross or something like that. I think he's
Don't
like
believe that for a second.
Yeah, he's like the lead art guy. I'm not letting him off the hook because he also follows Anti-Real as well. And so he's probably familiar with her game and her work. So I'm not letting it off the hook. Like if you're the director and somebody brought some things to attention to you, like how did you come about following this person? You obviously been inspired by her work and you've seen some of her stuff before. You didn't ever like put 2 and 2 together. Like, hold up. Like even if it wasn't him that did it. Yeah, like you the director. So you got to have all hands on deck of the art shit. This shit looks similar to what she did. Like, it's one thing to be inspired. It's another thing where shit is directly lifted beat for beat on what her work was. So I'm not letting him off the hook on that either. Just blaming it on the previous employee. Like, oh, Joseph Cross. His name is Joseph Cross. But yeah, so they still did the AMA. People was asking them questions like, can't y'all just hire the artist that y'all stole from and all of that? Basically, long story short, they were saying that they're in talks with the artists to make things right, and they're also like lifting everything from the game that was considered stolen. He said it's a small amount, but from looking at her portfolio, it looks very like
the whole style was based on her art almost.
Yeah, almost like that. Yeah. So
damn,
it's tough.
Like people saying like that isn't like that art isn't new though. Like that stuff's been around since the 70s, but
yeah, it's not new.
The problem is the stuff that they have in there is just shot for shot of hers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Like the style isn't per se like hers, but the problem is that they actually took her stuff.
Yeah,
right.
So, I guess the next logical question to ask, if this game bombs bad, where does this leave Bungie with Sony? Because we already know they took a couple of the employees at Bungie, formed a team. Team Let's Fucking Go, whatever they want to dub it, but whatever. Team Let's Fucking Go.
Yeah, LFG. Right? Yep.
They already formed a team and they're making some sort of multiplayer experience, whatever that's going to be, right? Mm-hmm. So if this game bombs, does Bungie get absorbed to, PlayStation? Like they get more control over Bungie? Do you think that's what is like the future for Bungie if this game like flops tremendously?
I mean,
I don't see any other way.
I guess because that's what the conversations have been. Like PlayStation would eventually take over and be the leads and stuff like that.
You're a little muted. Repeat what you said real quick.
Mic check. Yeah. You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yep.
Okay. I was gonna say, I guess like based on what we've been hearing about, Bungie being folded into Sony because of the mistakes and leadership problems that they've been having. But I just don't know what that means in terms of like, how does it make things better with Sony leading them? Because based on this whole live service initiative, which is something that I still think Sony should do, just maybe not in the capacity that they initially started. They haven't shown us.
I'm trying to lean into give up at this point, low key. I was trying to lean. On the side, I was like side of do it still, but I'm on the side of maybe y'all should need to give up because y'all got some bad juju.
Outside of Helldivers, it's like what have they shown
across everything?
Yeah, that they can lead a studio as large as Bungie into the promised land, being that they would take over. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't know what that means. I mean, it probably would happen because, this is something that they spent money on. So rather than let them waste money and continue to put out products that might not meet up to expectations, they could just maybe even close them down if they don't know what to do with them. But I just don't know what it means for a company like them to be led by Sony.
I think it's really just them not wasting any more money. Just Sony having control of the money to what things that they would do,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird situation, but I was watching a YouTuber kind of break down even just Bungie's team. It seems like what made Bungie, Bungie back in the day, creating the games that we loved. So like a lot of the key figures don't even work there anymore, bro. A lot of the key people who made Halo 3, Halo Reach, even the first Destiny, a lot of those key people are no longer with the company no more. You know what I mean? So it seems like Bungie needs a new leadership structure completely, and I think this might be the game to force that kind of change. But the thing is, if you drop a mega dud like this, is this gonna result in layoffs? Is it gonna result in Sony cutting their losses and being like, you know what, maybe we shut down Bungie? I don't know if it's gonna go that crazy, but once again, like the thing with having the live service shit on Sony's PlayStation's jacket lately is it's just been bad, because now we're hearing like bad things about Fairgames too. I don't know if you saw the reports. I don't know from like early play tests, and they're saying Fairgames is not shaping up to be good too. And I can't even lie, yo. This is bad, bro. This is bad. I ain't gonna lie, bro. This is very bad, bro.
Well, to add more to like the Bungie thing, in terms of like the leadership and all of that, I think like if what's it, Marathon does end up failing and they have to like shut it down a la Concord, then I think the logical thing to do if they plan to like keep it open is just to make Destiny 3, because that probably would be something that people who are already there are familiar with, and you can just throw in some better quote unquote better leadership to help lead that. But yeah, I don't. And then like you said with Fairgames, I don't know. Did we talk about that at all?
I don't think so. I think that's new.
Okay. Yeah, that was. No, I thought we did. We bring. No, we brought it up. We brought it up.
I think that's why they're releasing more Destiny 2 content too, though.
Yeah. Well, they said, but like Destiny 2 wasn't ending no time soon.
No, I swear, like a while ago, that last expansion, they said it was done for.
No, that was the end of the. I think it's called the Dark and Light saga. Now they're entering into a new saga of Destiny 2. So,
man, but it's just not looking good. Honestly, obviously, a lot of time and resources went into this multiplayer initiative, this game as a service initiative, and I think now looking back, right, and even at the time we were having conversations like, yo, it seems like they kind of they jumped in a little too strong. The pivot was too radical in the sense of like, yo, we're making 12 of these joints type shit. Like we're making 12 like games as a service at once. I think the move was a little too radical. And low key, that's gonna be Jim Ryan's legacy, man. That's his legacy that he left with PlayStation, So it is.
He still ain't get fired to you, or what? Come on now, come on.
I do think they gave him the pat on the back and be like, yo, you don't work here anymore, but we're gonna make it look pretty for you, bro.
Yeah.
So
like I see, yeah. I
see
what they tried to do.
That nigga out in handcuffs like they did Cuba Gooding Jr. in that one GIF. He deserved that. Go ahead, Strap. My bad.
It's like it makes sense what they were doing, kind of like do 12, maybe half will hit, but then I think they started to realize how much these things are costing to develop.
Yeah, like the logic behind it, because I'm pretty sure that was like even a quote somewhere. I don't know if it was from Herman, Jim. They were saying that like they just need one to really go crazy.
But they weren't ready for the money to all these studios to do these things and take forever to make.
Honestly, what my issue is, real quick, Jmaine, my issue is, and I didn't mind them actually building teams to create games as a service. I think my problem kind of lied if they were taking studios that are prominently great at making like great single player experiences and kind of making them pivot to make multiplayer games. I always thought that's a mistake. Building studios like Haven, I think those are actually great deals. Build a team to create something, but taking a team that's already great at making something great and shifting them to something that is kind of new territory for them might not be the best idea. And we've seen a lot of cancellation. They did it for clearly Blue Point. They were supposed to make a God of War live action game, right?
That's true.
But I feel like
live service game. But I feel like the
Blue Point one was the smartest one. If you're making a live action game, live service game, make it off of a known IP, not something like Concord or this other like Fairgames. It
can get tricky, Strat, though. That could go either way, right? That could go either way in the sense that it might gain initial interest, or that could really piss off a fan base too. At the same time, you guys have to understand that God of War has traditionally always been its power has always been in the single player experience, right? Obviously, Ascension had the multiplayer component where some people played it and had some enjoyment, but God of War is known for single player. Period. That's what it is.
I'm not saying like God of War specifically, but all their other shooter IPs they could have done something with.
I understand.
We've been asking for that for years.
If it had a legacy, if those games that you're talking about had a legacy revolving multiplayer, then sure. But like that's what I'm saying. It's a little bit of a you just don't know how the public will take it. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, the God of War live service. When we heard Bluepoint was making one of those, people actually got pissed at that. Like even just the idea of it got people upset at that. Because like, yo, Bluepoint is such a great studio for making the remakes. They made Shadow of the Colossus. They did. I'm pretty sure they did the Eco one as well. Back
Demon Souls. Fire.
Yeah, they did the Demon Souls too. Like they're so good at like the no-brainer thing that they should do is obviously Bloodborne, right? Like that's like the no-brainer. Like, yo, y'all really nailed Demon Souls. Y'all should really be doing the Bloodborne like remake. Even if you're not doing that, at least do the God of War 1 type shit. Like, I feel like there's PlayStation puts themselves in these situations where like it's a muddy water where it could be like, yo, easy cash. Like the Bloodborne joint would have been easy cash. God of War 1 remake, easy cash. Like there's certain things that you do will just print the money, but it seems like they kind of put themselves into this position. I guess the ambition is that, yo, if we create this live service and it hits, it could be the next Fortnite and we could generate so much revenue for years and years to come. I guess that's the dream.
The trend chasing.
Yeah, it's like a trend chasing thing. And I'm not really too mad at that ambition, and I do think they should try and do it, but maybe they should try with a smaller scale type of game to go crazy, because once again we've seen success stories we've seen success stories with very small games that initially start small, like a Minecraft, right? Like Among Us, what's up, Fall Guys. We've seen like smaller games go hella viral and create buzz. So maybe they should just reel back the ambition or like the budgets that they're allocating to make these live service games and focus on like core gameplay experiences. Maybe not bring their high cinematic ideology to that they have for single player games to like the multiplayer side. Like maybe they should just reel it back a little bit and find a creative team just to make something creative to see if it will hit and connect with people type shit. But clearly I feel like they jumped in a little too head first, and making your prominent single player studios make the multiplayer games wasn't the best idea. But I do think creating new studios to make multiplayer games is the way to go about it, while keeping the Naughty Dogs, the Sony Santa Monicas do what they're doing, which is make great single player experiences. You know what I'm saying? So that's my 2 cents on that joint. But man, not looking good for
I know
Marathon.
We did talk about that's what it was. We talked about Fairgames last week, but some new information did come out about it over the last few weeks since we haven't been here. Mainly from Colin Moriarty. He said he had spoke to somebody who had actually played the game. I guess they did like a very small internal test. And basically he said he had heard that the game plays like a combination of Fortnite and the Division, or whatever the hell that means.
But
clunky.
He said,
but he was like, the gameplay they said was clunky. But it seemed as if like you were dropped into this world with, I think it's like 3 characters, and it was similar to like an extraction shooter almost, where you have to go out and raid the vaults and stuff like that, gather your I don't know what you call it, like gather the items or whatever and get out of there and shit like that. So
I think you're just stealing stuff. It's somebody kind of said it. The closest thing would be kind of like the finals. You're there robbing stuff.
That's what I was thinking.
You know,
that's what I was thinking, like the finals or something like that. But they said that the gameplay was like very clunky, but the idea might have had potential.
That could change. Yeah, that could change. But see, the thing is, like, even just hearing the idea of that, like a lot of these, I don't know, man. Maybe PlayStation needs to take a new approach and maybe try to encourage or find teams or work with teams that are doing something a little bit different that hasn't already been done. I know sometimes you don't have to reinvent the wheel to get something
that's easier said than done.
I know, I definitely understand, Strap. I know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I know, like, you could still make something successful without reinventing the wheel, but maybe they should look into creating smaller projects that are doing something so unique that might be the new trendsetters or might do something new. Maybe that's where they should be scouting indie developers that are doing some cool shit like that, instead of kind of trying to make better versions of games that kind of already exist, that are already like really popular as is already. You know what I'm saying?
I still think their future is in the past with that multiplayer shit. Like, I think the shit out there that's already like got the audience is gonna be it. I know Marvel Rivals has recently tapped into the market and and stole a lot of like mind share, but like it's almost parallel too with the PS3 era. A lot of their PS3 games are stuck there. And people have been asking them to remaster, make collections of these type of games. So if you do tap back into that for even your remasters, why not tap into that with a small team for some of your single player games and try to bring some of those, not even games, but even those ideas back into the fold.
You know why they might be scared of doing that? Like maybe reviving something like a Killzone. Maybe they feel back then those games weren't really that hot back then. I know people enjoyed it and they played it, but maybe that's why they scared.
But think about it.
Maybe that's why they're scared though.
I think it's because
the reason.
No, you're right. I do agree with that, but I think it's because that in that time frame, when you had a Resistance and a Killzone as first person shooters, what was hot at that moment? Like what was scorching? And it was Call of Duty, it was Battlefield and Halo. You know what I'm saying? So Call of Duty, it is what it is. It's its own entity.
It's still big.
Battlefield is going to be what it is. Like it's going through a little bit of rough patch. I think it's going to be on its way back, but I still think that type of game is not focused on right now, and I just think that lane is still there for the plucking. Like you can still pluck something out of there and go that route and make something out of it versus trying to go off of what you already see out there at this point, and then it taking a couple years to make, and then you come out and it's too late. Like I think there's no time frame on going backwards. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're going old, I think you could just put that out at any time and it might be able to hit. If you're going recent, that time window is short as hell. Yeah, and you almost got to be early to that party.
Yeah, it's tough. Honestly, making a multiplayer game ain't easy, especially in the sea of successful multiplayer games that already exist that people are still playing and are fine playing. You know what I mean? It's just a tough situation. Hopefully, I don't know what's gonna go. Yeah, I don't even know. I'm trying to say something positive about this marathon joint, but I don't even know what I can say at this point. I think it might be cooked. I think that might just be the take.
So
I think that should just
the last thing I'm gonna say on this is that live stream was supposed to also talk about the results from the alpha and some of the player feedback and what they plan on doing different and also add into the game. Well, yeah, not much people got into it, but like in addition to the art stealing, this is when I realized that they need to delay the game. They was talking about almost basic shit and features that people are asking for,
and that they don't have, like proximity chats and it's weird.
It was almost even like the shit that you expect to be in the game day one. It was like, oh yeah, we're working on that. Like what?
Yeah.
The game comes out in 4 months. It's supposed to come out in September.
No.
I'm just like, wait, what do you mean
it seems like it's undercooked. You're right. You're definitely right about it. When I saw Trap playing this shit, the game does seem like it's underbaked, bro. And like,
so even something like you complained about when you seen Strat playing it and you was like, the amount of AI or the encounters was just like minimal. They was like, yeah, we're working on tweaking that to see if we can get it better. And I'm like,
yeah,
that's supposed to be something you like, yeah, in the later builds, we already got that figured out. Like 4 months away, like I don't think it's gonna be ready,
good, bro. They gotta delay this indefinitely until like they get it right.
The fact that there's no proximity chat coming from a company when they released Halo 2 had proximity chat,
Yeah,
you know what really made me feel like Marathon is cooked? You know what was my turning point for real? My turning point is obviously like not really seeing Strat play the game. Like, can this find audience, huh? But art creators, when I saw that drop, I'm just comparing the state of what that game is in and the state of what Marathon is in, right? And I'm just comparing the two. I think Marathon has still got the little bit more, even though the environments look spooky on the outside, but it's still got the more, stylistically, it's still a little bit more unique than something like the Arc Raiders, where I feel like where initially looked very, very unique, but now they kind of reeled it into. But it just looked way more polished to me. Like Arc Raiders just look way more polished. It seems to have the features that what people want, being like the proximity chats and all the other stuff that is popular in that genre of shooter.
A lot more going on too.
Yeah, and I saw the NPC encounters. I'm like, yo, these NPC encounters look crazy. We got like
terrifying.
Yeah, big enemies, small enemies. I'm like, god damn, like this shit. And it's the same genre, bro. Like your competition just looks like just to be ahead of the curve. So when I saw that, and I saw and it looked interesting to me. Then I saw like I was looking around to see like what people were thinking about it, and everyone was so like
the temperature
reception.
is
The temperature
much
was
higher.
so much higher, bro. People were like, "Yo, this game actually looks some." So I feel like that game may steal this game's thunder, though. Like, especially in the genre, it might steal this game's thunder, yo. So I don't know, man. It's not really looking too promising for Marathon at the point, but like, hey, let's hope the best for Bungie. Let's see if they can find some sort of audience, or it's just about to be another Concord situation for real, bro. Imagine doing that twice, Jmaine. That would be bad, bro.
That's
at
why
this
I don't
point,
think
you lost
they would.
faith. You lost faith in your customers at that point. You know what I mean? You smutted your name at that. Can you imagine pulling two games off the market? No, seriously, think about that. I think there's no coming back. There's no coming back. Any multiplayer, the problem of pulling, look, even the Concord situation has literally put so much smut, and that was like my initial complaint where people are harping on Marathon before seeing anything, is that based on Concord just being so fucking, the reception being so bad and it being pulled off the market after a week. Think about it, a week pulled off the market. Yo, everyone get their money back type shit, right?
Never seen that. We've never seen
that alone,
never.
right? Yeah, we don't see that shit. That alone has made every multiplayer to come after it get like some sort of like harder. It's been harder for Concord's failure has been made it harder pretty much for other games that are games as a service from PlayStation to shine, because in the back of the head, everyone's already saying, "Oh, this is gonna be the next Concord. Oh, this is about to be the next Concord."
Yep.
Fairgames. We haven't even seen gameplay. People are already calling it the next Concord. I'm just kind of initially, I'm just finding that kind of ideology that like, at least let's see it first before we kill something. And I saw Marathon first, and I'm like, oh, maybe it's not for me, but at least gave it a fair shake.
I think I did feel like that at first, but after, okay, so I do agree. Like I think you need to at least see a game in the gameplay to decide that it's not for you before you completely write it off.
That's my initial issue.
To be skeptical on if the game is going to be for you, or if they're going to put something out that's good enough, I think that's okay at this point with the amount of failures that they have had. And I'm not even talking about canceled games, because there's so many canceled games that we don't even know.
It doesn't look good, bro.
We don't even know. It's the fact that these cancellations are public. That's the problem. And, it's not fair to them, because, like, think about all the single player games that have gotten canceled from PlayStation that we don't know about.
We don't know.
That we're just, you know what I mean? But we still ended up with some great ones. That's why with them, like when they see cancellation games, it's like, damn, you don't have much great there for us to even be, positive about.
Yeah, having faith.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like, I think we're already there. That's the problem. I think we're already there where the territory is looking split, at least with the core audience, which obviously our voices are loud at. Sometimes it trickles down to, the casual audience sometimes. And, sometimes we be like the hardcore gamers be setting the trends, what's popping for the casuals to jump on and stuff like that, right? So the thing is, if Marathon were to come out and fucking bomb, and it's a situation like Concord in the sense like, yo, guys, like, we're stopping support of this a year later, or 6 months down the line, 3 months down the line, oh, we're stopping support of this. It's actually costs more money to keep the lights on of this game than what the game's actually, doing or making. Or, once again, they're saying it's going to be a premium product. So even just to get through the door, people got to buy it. Perhaps if no one turns out and fucking cops it, it's going to be a problem, Jmaine. For future multiplayer games, I'm talking about future multiplayer games that they're trying to show people to get excited for. It's going to be a real problem, because there's already a problem now. But this is going to be really bad if this game comes out and it's really like it's bombs, or it gets taken off the market like fast. It'll be a problem. But I think that's enough Marathon talk, and we definitely can move on, man. So I guess on a positive note, to somebody, not to really me, but hey, man, more games for PlayStation. PlayStation has Microsoft has announced that Hellblade II Senua's Saga is coming to the PlayStation 5 this summer with new features. I don't think they detailed what exactly these new features are going to be.
60 FPS.
But I think a lot of us assume it's going to be 60 FPS. Yep. But yeah, Hellblade 2 Announced is coming out to the PlayStation 5. I don't think it got a proper release date, but you can list it right now on PS5. I think I already spoke about how I feel about this game, bro. It's mid. It's mid. It's mid. I'm sorry to tell you.
It's really mid.
It's mid.
Visually beautiful.
It's mid.
Voice acting's good. Story's even pretty decent.
Yeah, it's mid. It's all flair, no
Gameplay?
substance. No substance. If you're a gameplay kind of focused gamer like me, bro, it's all flair, no substance. All flair.
It was so crazy because, like, after coming off the first game, we was all like, "Yo, they could do so much. Like, it has so much potential on
right?
where they can go." You know, in terms of
it completely.
The puzzles,
they made it even shorter,
and things like that. Yeah, like the combat scenarios and all of that. I'm just like,
the puzzles aren't as cool.
Yeah, it's like, yo, they could have done so much more with this game. I'm like, yeah.
They should just turn this into a movie or a series. I think it'll fit better in that realm, bro. Like, this is, it's hardly a video. It's really hardly a video game, bro. I'm being honest with y'all. This shit is hardly a video game, bro. But hey, man, if you played Hellblade 1 and you got the platinum and you enjoyed it and you want to just play the second one,
through the story.
You see through the story. Hey, man, go ahead and check it out. I don't know how much it's gonna cost, but hey, maybe it'll be free. Maybe for y'all, bro. I have nothing. Really
It's gonna be no physical either, so don't be looking out for that.
Well, I heard. I don't know if it's here. No, I heard limited run games might be doing a physical for this. So.
Oh, really? For this one?
Yeah. That might be some good news for physical collectors. So we gonna see.
Yeah, wasn't there like some like crazy fanfare on the internet about Hellblade combat when people found out like you could? I think it was something about parrying arrows or something like that.
They didn't know you could do that type shit.
Yeah, right? Because it wasn't explained in the combat.
Because they don't tell you, right? They just throw you in the game, right? I think that's like the style of the game, right? They just
like that being the highlight of like the advancements in the combat is fucking sick.
It's not.
Oh man,
it's not very good. All right, so I do want to move on and talk about. It was almost breaking news a little bit. You know, it seems like Jess Corden, shout out to him in Windows Central. I think he got a story. You know, he broke some news.
Fuck Jess Corden.
Nah, bro.
Is
this the guy?
Yeah, beef with him. Yeah, beef with him. I don't know.
But I think it's happening.
I never said I swear to God, I've never said a word to this man. Maybe I responded to some shit he didn't like and he blocked me. I don't give a fuck. But
you know, some people, you know. Oh, that's why I get it. You know, I think low key he had me blocked, but I think he unblocked me. I don't even know why he unblocked me, but I think he had me blocked at one point in time. But the thing is, I never interacted with him. To this day, I don't think I've ever spoken with him, messaged him.
Yeah, so why the fuck he blocked you in the first place?
He blocked me. I think I made a Sea of Thieves. This is way back, though. This is way back. I think I made a Sea of Thieves.
The Sea of Sleep?
I think I made something about Sea of Thieves that went viral. I think I don't know. It must have struck a nerve.
It's Kofi with the blanket and the pillow.
Yeah. That was hilarious, too. That was hilarious.
I think that struck a nerve and it blocked me.
That's some fanboy shit.
I think he unblocked me, though.
You're supposed to be a journalist blocking niggas over jokes. Like, fuck out of here.
Yeah,
soft ass nigga.
But he did break a story. I think he got some details about the supposed upcoming Xbox handheld, the device that's gonna save Xbox. You know what I mean? The people it seems like the Xbox community has been talking about this handheld like it's about to bring Xbox back, bro. But the Xbox handheld, right, apparently has been, you know, I think the words that he used specifically was sidelined.
I don't believe it was ever gonna do anything anyways.
So I kind of want to get y'all. Well, let's give the reason why it's been sidelined. So I did read his article that he posted, and I don't actually have it in front of me, but I'm gonna see if I can remember what he pretty much explained. They're pretty much explaining that Microsoft is gonna prioritize optimizing Windows 11 for portable computers, because Windows 11 is shit. If you don't know, if you have ever used a ROG Ally or the Lenovo's, you have more freedom versus a Steam Deck, in the sense that you have access to Game Pass on PC and stuff like that, because that progress is on the Steam Deck is convoluted. You might have to install Windows, and it's a whole fucking process. So pretty much Windows 11 on dumb devices is pretty buns, right? It has issues. So apparently they're shifting their focus to prioritize to making that a better experience to compete with something like Steam OS, and they've actually they're going to focus on working with third-party brands like we're seeing that they are right now with the Asus ROG, the Xbox Edition version. They're gonna prioritize working with those kind of brands to bring out the hardware while they kind of optimize and get their software where it needs to be. So the handheld is not canceled. No one said it's canceled, but right now it seems like the rumor is it was gonna come out 2027, 2028. From this article, if it's true, it's probably not coming out in that time frame, if at all coming out, if it is going to come out or not. So that's the story right now. Xbox handheld. Jmaine, let's have a real conversation about the Xbox handheld.
Yes, sir.
What would it take for you to buy an Xbox handheld? What would the Xbox handheld need to do for you to even support something like that?
Ooh. That's a great question. Probably being able to support your entire library, maybe that you have accrued over the years.
Windows, Xbox.
Yeah, especially with the consoles, like, with the backwards compatible 360 games and OG Xbox games.
Yeah.
If that was something that, just automatically came over with it when you fire it up and log into your account, I guess. But even to me personally, I don't dabble too much. No, I don't dabble too much in the past. So
and if you wanted to, you could easily download a little emulator and get any of those games.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about
on any handheld. Or if you wanted to, you can just stream through. I just downloaded XP Play. I'm streaming games from my Xbox to play the Peace Walker. Because
that's how you do it.
If I don't want to play on the TV, I can just play it on the Steam Deck.
Well, there you have it, folks. Not a goddamn thing would get me to buy an Xbox handheld.
So I want to ask Strat that, because Strat, some of the games on Xbox, he has a history on Xbox, just like me, growing up. So Xbox dropping a handheld, what would they have to do to make it enticing for someone like you to even pick it up?
Dude, I don't think there's anything they could do.
That's that's the question I posed myself. The reason why I'm asking is because I posed myself with that same question, and I'm really trying to think.
I don't think, aside from what Jmaine was saying, is play every single game you've ever bought in. But I think they're trying to do that they're trying to get that on the Xbox PC app. They're trying to somehow integrate all that, but that's whole levels of emulation they have to go through on different hardware.
I guess if it's the best performing handheld out there, then maybe because. But yeah, I guess if it was one of the best performing handhelds out there, I think they could get me on board.
So power.
Yeah, because it
would have to be cutting edge in the sense that so cutting edge that now I actually could play this at 60 versus a Steam Deck versus a Switch type shit. That might make me on board. Yep. Interesting.
It would also it would have to not be Windows 11 or Windows based in general.
But that's why they say they're working on it.
That's why they're delaying it.
They're delaying it, right? That's why they're working on the Windows to see if they can.
Because Steam OS
the performance on Steam OS is just better. You know what I mean? You get
that's what they're doing. That's allegedly what they're doing for the next Xbox, because that's just going to be a PC basically. So they're going to have to figure out a way to have all your games be emulated onto that hardware while also performing well.
Yeah.
It's interesting. It's interesting. The thing right now, when it comes to Xbox and their hardware, I truly believe with all the moves that they're making, I think the writing's on the wall. I know some people are gonna be like, the Xbox gamers gonna start cry foul play, but I think you guys have to read the room, bro. This is how we read the room about, when
your
it comes
Sega?
to not even Sega, but when it even comes to PlayStation games arriving on PC, we had a lot of the. I remember that time period, a lot of PlayStation gamers were against me and against us even talking about this type of shit. PlayStation looks like, it seems like they're about to make a shift, or they're switching things up to move to that side. But it seems like the writing's on the wall for the Xbox hardware. I think, yes. Do I think Xbox will make another console for next generation? I do think. But after that, I don't know. I can't say I'm fully confident that we will get another Xbox after this new one that they got coming out. I can't really say that.
I don't think it'll sell. It'll be like a high end piece of hardware, but people knowing that these games are coming.
But why make? That's the question.
The same reason. Right? The same reason why they make laptops. You know what I mean?
Microsoft makes laptops though.
Their Surfaces, yeah.
Well, they have Surfaces, right? But the Surface,
that's their laptops.
They make money though. People buy them. Though.
Do they though? I think it's just a high end piece of hardware. That's what the Xbox is going to be.
That's interesting. I would actually do some research to see. I haven't really.
I don't think it sells like that.
I can't even speak on it, but like, do the Surface like sell enough to like keep it going? Like maybe it does sell that enough to keep it going. But the thing is, it just seems like Microsoft is ready to move on from the hardware space. That's how I see things, right? Because take this in with this handheld that they got in their R&D or whatever, this handheld that's coming on there, they're working out the kinks and figuring it out, right? In the meanwhile, they plan to partner with third party, right, to bring out a device, right? We already got one tease and one leak.
Yeah, there's one coming out. Yeah, Xbox button on there
this year. Okay, so I'm sure Microsoft is gonna be privy to some analytics to a certain degree on how well that device does. So if they heavily going to be marketing this device with Asus, right? And this device, let's just say this device doesn't do well at all in the grand scheme of things. Like it doesn't really perform. Do you think that still encourages them to make their own? I guess that's my question. Like, because how much more different would there be? Like, well, I would assume, play the library that you already own. I guess that could be the selling point. Like, oh, you have an Xbox? Here, all your library is on this device now, out the gate. I guess that's a selling point that you can have. But do you think that they will invest heavily into developing this hardware for it to really not shake anything at all? I guess that's my question. Especially if the Asus ones comes out and it comes and goes in a sense. You know, unless
the rumors are true and they're trying to make a device that plays Xbox, Steam, and all those other games.
Say that again. Now you cutting out, bro. I didn't hear one word.
I said unless the rumors are true and they're trying to make the devices with the Steam OS on there, the Xbox, the EA, Epic game stores, and all that.
I just feel like don't those other devices do that too? Like, I don't know, with the Steam Deck, you can't have like the EA and all of that stuff on there.
You can, but it's a little finicky.
Okay. So maybe they could be the best device on the market to integrate all of those.
Like somehow maybe all your accounts sync into your Xbox account and any games you have on any platform work on Xbox.
But even still, like being the best in that market still ain't like we saw the sales of those devices. Like being the best in that market ain't really doing much. You selling a couple million, like 3 to 4, 5, 6 million. Like that ain't much. I guess it adds to the ecosystem, but it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are you hanging your hat on that? Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, they're in a very unique, weird position when it comes to their hardware. I don't know what they got to do at this point to make their hardware cool. You know, I came here on the podcast and I said, I think that's the reason why low-key Xbox is just getting swept. I think it just the public's consensus.
There's no point.
Xbox is not cool, right? Like they just deemed Xbox just not the cool device to have. You know what I mean?
I was even thinking about that.
It got lost. Like the 360 was cool, bro. Like
Xbox One.
People just thought that
it's all damn magic.
That
he ruined it. He ruined it.
Kind of ruined their trajectory for like years to come, bro. Because I swear there was such on I remember this, bro. I was a 360 baby, bro. Like waiting for the next. Niggas were calling it the 720 at the time. We were like,
I was excited.
The 720 gonna go crazy. Like we were so excited.
They had mock-ups. That thing was a sphere, bro. It wasn't even a box no more.
I used to live for those videos.
Like I remember that there were Jmaine, I'm just saying all of this to say there was actual genuine excitement after the 360 though to see what they were doing next. But all of that was like squandered, like just from one moment. That one moment ruined all it. Like they've been on defense ever since. They've been on defense. Like why they just lost the cool? Like how do you just lose that? Like, and it's just they can't get it back. It seems like. And I think
now
that's
they're
like
doing everything right.
Because it seems like that's what I'm saying. It seems like half the battle. Now you got this Game Pass. Now you got the cheapest device. You're having a stellar year where all these games you could sub for $15, $20
I take that back. They upped the price. They upped the prices on their consoles, bro. Nobody buying that now.
They did. But I'm just saying, like, isn't it not strange to you that they have the cheapest console on the market, but yet like
it's not the cheapest no more.
Oh yeah, it's not the cheapest. But at one point in time, they did have the cheapest, right? But no one seemed to care though. Like that's wild to me. Like you have literally the cheapest device, and it still didn't matter. People
and you know what else is crazy?
The most expensive device.
You know what else is crazy is in a year where I think they are hitting their stride with like the Game Pass and first party releases.
Yeah,
they fucking raised the price of that shit.
They raised the price of it, right?
The price of it.
And,
so
they're putting it. And now they decide to put you're putting everything on the competitor side anyway. So like, what's the incentive to even buy your box now?
Even
like,
buy exactly.
Here's the thing: if they get Game Pass on PlayStation, whenever they do that, they're done with the consoles.
I don't know if that's ever gonna happen though.
I don't think so either. But if they ever do that, they're done. At least maybe on the PlayStation, it's just Xbox games, from Xbox Studios.
No,
because they can't. I can see why PlayStation wouldn't allow if it was other AAA games or multiplats. But Ubisoft has it, EA has it on PlayStation. What's the difference?
I don't know if that bag is big enough. I don't know if that bag is big enough.
I definitely understand that, but I'm curious. Like EA Play, that exists on PlayStation. I don't really know the business behind that, right?
Not the
Does PlayStation get some sort of cut?
I don't know. That's the question.
Subscription of EA Play on a PlayStation device? Do you think they would? Do you think that would be like the business, right? They can't just exist there for free type shit.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like
Hell no.
They would have to get something, right? So unless there's some sort of agreement, which could be mutually beneficial, right, for PlayStation and Xbox, that hey man, you want to sub to Game Pass, and we need a percentage.
They raised the price up a little bit on PlayStation.
You gotta exist over here, then you gotta cut it. Isn't that kind of business 101, right? Like we got the people. If you want to put this over here, then you gotta give us a cut, right? I would assume it would operate like that. And I'm pretty sure, honestly, listen, Microsoft, after making those two huge acquisitions, they have positioned themselves to be in gaming forever, in the sense of like, they're always going to be a factor in gaming when it comes to creating and developing video games. You know what I mean? It's just that they have changed in the sense of how they how they supply their games and like where to consume them. I think that's the word. Yeah, where to consume. Like that's clearly had a huge culture shift. That like, okay, we're okay putting games on PlayStation. We're okay putting games on Switch now. We're okay. We're on PC now. We've been on PC for years now. Like, you know what I mean? So it does make it so that the hardware, like, what's the point? What's the point of just created hardware at this point? You know what I mean? And I think they'll make a lot of money. Like what they're doing, people don't like it. As someone who's probably a console, probably don't like it, but what they're doing will make them a lot of money. Like we're seeing Microsoft, all the games and studios that they own are topping charts on PC. They're topping charts on PlayStation. So they're gonna make money. You know what I mean? And Microsoft, like, it's a software company anyway, so this is kind of like their bread and butter. So they kind of position themselves just to be really successful in this facet. But in the end of the day, it just seems like the console person, the guy who actually buys the console, is not gonna get that experience what they were used to back in the day. With the OG Xbox and the 360 and shit like that. It seems like that time may be coming to an end with Microsoft. That's kind of how I see it, because like who does these type of moves and still expects the console to shoot off the store shelves, like what you know what I mean? Like I don't get it.
Yeah,
it seems like the hardware is just kind of holding them back at this point now. Like they could just go full in multiplat and just make hand over fist everywhere else.
Yeah, I'd be excited to see the stats on Xbox sales next month after this price hike they did.
Yeah. It's definitely gonna be interesting. And like I don't know if we got any sort of inclination like where they're at in the console space. I'm very curious. Like we know PlayStation around
like sales wise,
sales.
Like
We know PlayStation around the 70 million, whatever is shipped or sold, but they're in the 70 millions range now, 77 million range now, or some shit like that. I'm very curious to see like how many Xbox consoles has sold. Like
I think it's like 30, 35.
You think so? You don't think they have cracked 40 million yet?
I don't. Last I seen, I don't think so.
You don't think they've cracked 40 million yet? I don't know, man. I don't see, you know how, with everything that they're doing, I don't see how their next console could perform better. You understand, J-Man? I think their next console will perform worse.
Right. And
because
so
less, like, even incentive to even buy it. Like, I feel like if this did 35, which it seems to be less than the Xbox One, I can see the next Xbox that will come out, because I do believe they got one more in them, to be even less than the Series X and S consoles.
It can't. The next one they do, the tagline can't be power anymore. You know, has to be something else.
You think so? Like, you think they need a gimmick? They needed the Nintendo route? You think they have to do something like quirky?
Clearly, they did. The Xbox was the most. It was the most powerful. Did people buy it? No, they didn't care.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's definitely a weird position that we're headed into. The gaming is definitely, the landscape has changed a lot since we started YouTube, man. You know what I mean? Like, since we got in here on these mics, a lot has fucking changed, bro. Can you imagine telling your 2013 self, like, yo, what's happening now? You wouldn't even believe it. That like a Gears of War's launching on the fucking PlayStation, bro. Like, you wouldn't even believe it. You know what I mean? So,
that's how you know it's
times
really
has
over.
changed, bro. Yeah, times has changed a lot. And it does, I know that's not something to really celebrate over, in the sense that, like, because I do feel like PlayStation is still going to make traditional consoles. I think even someone made a post that PlayStation kind of patterned the next couple of numbers for PlayStation. They patterned PlayStation 6, 7, 8, or they renewed it, or they did something like that. So we already know a PlayStation 6 going to happen. And we already know PlayStation's kind of, Sony's bread and butter is the video games and the consoles. They do so many different things, but the video games bring in, I think, the most for them, for that company. So I think this just leaves them in an open space where I guess I'm not even super comfortable with, in the sense that I hope they don't get too complacent with the lack of competition. Since you don't really have a direct competitor, unless, you know what I mean? I don't know, at least in the console space. Because, you know, Nintendo is going to do what Nintendo does. They don't make the same device. PlayStation caters to the high-end kind of gamer.
The high-end console,
you get GTA day one. You get a Battlefield day one. You're not going to get that on the Switch. So it's almost making like a 1-2 combo, in the sense that the PlayStation is the primary and the Nintendo's like your secondary to play their specific IPs. And, I don't know. This just might lead into PlayStation dictating higher prices in the future. Who knows? You know what I mean? With the lack of competition. So it's just a very interesting future we're kind of headed into with gaming overall, in my opinion. It's just a little interesting.
And I don't think we're gonna ever see like somebody else hop into the race.
I think,
because I just don't think it's worth it at that point. I think anybody that's looking to get into gaming more on
multi-plat, they're gonna do multi. They're gonna publish everywhere.
Right, they're just gonna put their games everywhere, because it's not even worth it. Like Sony probably is still in it because, you know, they could at least make
they're the default, bro.
The whole ecosystem.
They're the default shit. They're the default console to buy.
They're the default home console. Nintendo's the default handheld console. Like they are the default, so they might as well just keep making them.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like they could make hardware for this foreseeable future, and they'll be fine, because what else is there really left to buy? Like, you could just buy it's either buy a PlayStation or nothing, or I guess move to PC. You know what I mean? And that's a whole different experience.
There's going to be the console guys,
Yeah, and there's always going to be people who are interested in a home console, right? So I don't think that device it's going away anytime soon, right? So I don't know, man. It's just
and if they take the people coming from Xbox, it's not going to be they're just going to grow.
Yeah. It's going to be very interesting seeing Microsoft's next hardware. Obviously, there's rumors about Microsoft making it more so of an open platform, and we had this conversation before, where, you know, how is it going to really benefit Microsoft so much if they make a console? I know, like, the whole fanboys catch is like, yo, Microsoft is going to put Steam on there, we're going to get a PlayStation game, and it's a big one for us. But, like, even if it's that, which is cool. Me, I don't give a fuck. Even if it's that, like, how's that going to work unless there's some sort of deal with Microsoft and Steam? Because if they're making the console like a PC, I'm running Windows 11. When I buy a game on Steam, Microsoft don't see a penny of that. You understand? Microsoft don't see a penny of that. So how is that going to work on the console? Is it going to be the same thing? In the sense that you have the Epic Game Store, you got Steam, right? So if I go buy Expedition 33 on Steam, the Steam store on my Xbox,
off the
Xbox. Do they see any money from that? Like, how does this benefit them? That's why I still haven't solved that. If someone could explain that to me in the chat,
because that's
how does
different.
that work for them? How does that?
Because even to your like the EA Play example, because that's not like a EA store on PlayStation. It's just they're offering the subscription service on PlayStation, so it's a little bit different than having a whole storefront on PlayStation. Like, because even
so you're saying Microsoft you think Microsoft could demand some sort of cut because you're on this device, but if they're making their platform an open platform, it doesn't work like that, right?
Right.
It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
Because why doesn't Microsoft do that now with PC? Yo, I demand every sale you make of this. Even isn't Apple on some sort of bullshit like that where they have some like that's why they've been fighting with like EA, like with EA or Epic. With Fortnite and all sorts of shit, because they have an issue. They have some sort of beef. I feel like they're trying to claim some sort of money for even just existing type shit on the platform. So I don't know how that's gonna work. So
the only thing I can think of is I remember it was a thing when the whole microtransactions with Fortnite, and like PlayStation was like, you know, when they was deciding to do the crossplay thing. And PlayStation's just like, hold on, like, because most people buy their microtransactions on our platform. But if you're going to do crossplay, like, our cut need to be different from everybody else's cut because most people buy their microtransactions from us on our system. So I don't know how that would translate to a whole storefront, if that would be, like, similar. Like, you know, it depends on how many people are buying the game through Steam on Xbox versus just through Steam on PC or something. I don't know.
No, that's tough because that would mean either Steam takes less of a cut or the developer takes less of a cut, and I don't think either of them would want less of a cut.
Yeah,
it's just
who's gonna take that clause?
That whole concept is very interesting. So if their next device is just really a mini PC, you know, one of those PCs with a mini case in it, and pretty much you're just boxing that up and it's running the latest Windows type of shit, like. I don't know. Is that at that point? Are you even playing on a console? Like it's packaged like a console, but you're really just playing on a PC at that point, though.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know. It's a weird situation. I don't know. It's weird, yo.
It's just too many variables for it to even work.
Yeah. I just don't see how it benefits them in terms of making money. I'm trying to think on like the business side of shit. Like, how does that make y'all more money? You know what I mean? It seems like
they're gonna be looking. They're gonna be looking at them like, we don't need you, nigga. You want to cut?
You know why? Because the funny thing is, if I was an Xbox owner, I wouldn't. The way that Xbox is moving, I wouldn't even purchase a game via Xbox. I'll use the Steam store strictly on the Xbox. I'll just because I already know that's gonna be. It seems like it's gonna be way more secure. So I'll just buy shit on Steam. What
Xbox need to try? What Xbox need to be focused on in terms of Steam is getting Game Pass on Steam. Figure out a way to do that shit, and your subscriptions will go through the roof. Fuck all that Windows Store shit. Like, I think Steam, like the players that primarily use Steam, which is a majority of PC gamers, if you could figure out a way to integrate Game Pass into there, then I think that's where the money is at.
I think that's the same issue as PlayStation.
Of trying to get Game Pass on PlayStation?
Because Steam takes cuts of all those games sold, and if a subscription service that has not only Xbox games, but games from a bunch of different developers on there. It's okay when it's like just EA or Ubisoft because that's like from one company. But if you're a service that got games from like hundreds, that's just they're choosing not to buy it on Steam to buy it on Game Pass. I don't know.
I don't know how that. It doesn't sound like you're in the console business at that point. That's what to me it doesn't sound like. And try you're
they not.
A good point too. Even just with compatibility, it's like how's that going to work with like?
I just see too many problems.
Because like you're talking about backwards compatibility. Like how's that all going to piece together? Like the games that you're already own via console. There's rumors that they're switching architecture. Like this shit just sounds like it's confusing. But we're gonna see what happens. We're gonna see what happens.
I already got problems running games on Steam on my PC. Imagine like they're trying to emulate 3 other services.
I don't know. We'll see what happens. I guess when it comes to that. But I guess moving on from that, hey, apparently Naughty Dog is working on a second secret game that we don't know, man. We don't know. Y'all see the story?
Of course, I see the story.
Break it down, Jmaine. So what do you see?
Yeah. So Neil Druckmann was doing an interview with, I forget the name of the platform, but I know it's a YouTube channel, but they was primarily talking about him directing an episode of The Last of Us season 2, and I think he went on a press run after that episode aired, because he did an interview with this platform, and then he also did one with Colin Moriarty. But with this platform, he did talk about him, because they asked him like what's next for him in the gaming space and stuff like that. So he obviously talked about Intergalactic being where the main focus is. Like even when it comes to the show, he's like allocating people to be the focus of Intergalactic while he's doing certain stuff with the show. But most of the time, he's like the main guy to talk to during anything that has to do with Intergalactic. But he talked about him taking like a backseat role on a second project, unannounced project, that is coming from Naughty Dog, and where he, kind of gets to play a new role for himself. Is that, being somebody that is not the head of the project. So he probably gives his advice here and there, but not the final say of everything. So a lot of people were speculating on what, the project may be.
What you think, new IP or old IP?
So
that's the question.
Initially, we were talking on Twitter about what I thought it would be, and I initially said it might be like a new Uncharted game with Drake's daughter taking over as the main protagonist. And I hate you for hating that idea, motherfucker. I don't understand what is wrong with
it's a trash
people.
idea, bro. That's a piss poor idea.
Y'all don't like the mantle being passed to the next generation.
It's a piss poor idea. It's been done.
So why do hold on, time out. Why do people want a Batman Beyond game to succeed the Arkham series?
It's just because we never got Batman Beyond. We never got no Batman Beyond ever before, bro.
Okay. So we never got a Nathan Drake daughter game.
But no one's calling for that,
just
bro.
give me another Chloe Nadine game, bro.
People like to see the main protagonist be succeeded by somebody else that can take the shit further or do it different.
It's been done a million times. Yo, bro. Listen, I'm not opposed to Uncharted coming back. But I don't know why Jay may be fighting with me. We just need a separate cast of characters. No ties to Nathan Drake. No ties to Sully.
You might as well make a new IP.
I disagree. The way it should be,
Uncharted could be just like a Assassin's Creed type of situation where this is not really tied to a character. Yes, it can. You can. It doesn't need to be tied to Nathan Drake or Nathan Drake's lineage. It could be Uncharted,
after 5 games.
Yes.
No.
You already got a complete story. Now you can reboot the franchise Uncharted with a new cast of characters.
Might as well do a new IP, bro.
The funny thing is you have the opportunity to do something dope in the sense that now you could create new characters, new personalities, who knows, this one could be a little bit more
they still can
the
look
evil side or bad side.
Cast.
You could do so much. You could have so much opportunities going that direction. Now I'm saying with a new cast of characters, but still tying to Uncharted. But the goal is still your treasure hunter. You still could do
here's
that.
Here's what they could do, right?
Bro, we need new characters.
They have Nathan Drake as like he's a professor now, right?
Oh my God, yo, fart on this idea right now. Fart on this idea. Fart on this idea, bro.
Wait.
Go ahead. He said a professor, bro. Fart on this idea, bro.
That's what I'm saying, right? But one of his students uncovers some of his notes and finds something out, and then he goes off with Nathan Drake as the Sully role,
Or maybe like something
Drake is the Sully. That's so.
Yeah.
I don't like that idea.
That's so corny, bro.
I think that'd be dope.
That idea.
No.
But like somebody.
So you're saying like maybe one of his notes he like misread.
One of his students
is like, you looked at it wrong.
Yo, I gotta see what the chat thinks. I'm making a quick poll, bro.
I don't like that idea.
I think that'd be dope.
I hate that idea. That idea is so shit, bro.
Nah.
That idea is so shit. I'm sorry, chat, though. I'm not shit on your idea. I'm gonna make a poll real quick. I want to see if Uncharted comes back, are you team new cast or old cast?
His daughter.
Imagine him showing somebody the
ropes. Daughter. Let me say, no, because you know they're gonna appear.
Yo, but he's showing somebody the ropes as they go on.
Yo, Jmaine, there's no fucking way they write an Uncharted story with his daughter where Nathan Drake doesn't make any sort of appearance. It's not happening.
He can make a cameo.
He's gonna make an appearance. He's gonna make an appearance.
But hold on, not like a Sully role. Not like a Sully role.
I think that would work perfect. I think that would work perfect.
No.
So ass, yo.
You can't do. God. The reason why you can't do that is because people are gonna look at it as you're shunning Nathan Drake, like you're putting him in the backseat old man role, like he can't do this no more. And this is supposed to be your beloved hero. But then don't put him in it at all.
Hey, you know what they do later?
Don't put him in it at all.
He dies.
Oh shit! Nah, you bugging. You're bugging with that. Hold on. Okay, but
they try to swing across the cliff and his robe fucking cuts and it's a wrap.
Drop the pole.
God.
But
the story is perfect. They closed it out perfectly, bro. They do not need to touch those characters.
Hey, 20 years later, you know, 20 years later.
My point with his daughter, you don't touch the characters. You don't need them.
His daughter.
Are y'all with me in the sense that they literally could create an Uncharted with a new cast of characters?
No, you need like a mix. You need a mix. You need a mix.
Nah, bro. I'm team new cast of characters. I think they could really cook something special. Still title the same shit.
Here's the thing. If they do
Cassie Drake with brand new characters. That's it.
That's nothing but Tomb Raider, bro. That's nothing but Tomb Raider. Now you're just Tomb Raider right now, bro.
Now you putting it in a box now. You can't do that. You putting it in a box. That's not Tomb Raider.
You need new characters with the old cast in somewhere in there a little bit, and then maybe the second game, they're not in there no more.
The only
I do not want to see Nathan Drake in the game anymore, bro. I'm sorry, bro.
In the Cassie game,
oh my god,
I do not want to see Nathan Drake in the game, bro. I do not want to see Nathan Drake in another one, bro.
Hold on,
his perfect.
This guy saw Marcus.
He's got his
Marcus Phoenix in New Day, whatever New Day, whatever E Day, and he's like, oh my god.
Yo, but it's a prequel. It's a prequel, yo. That shit is fire. It's a prequel. So
niggas dicks was hard when they see Marcus Phoenix in Gears 4 and 5. Fuck out of here. I don't want to see that shit. Marcus Phoenix should be fucking dead. Fuck that.
But they see him. He's in there for the 6th game. He's okay because he's young.
Right. Get Marcus Phoenix should be dead. Master Chief should be dead. Get these motherfuckers out of here.
So we rocking with it.
Mario should have been dead.
Mario should have been dead.
Kill that motherfucker.
So far, it seems like the chat might be on your side with old cast. Y'all are I'm so against that idea.
I don't even want the old cast.
It needs to be a mix. It needs to be a mix.
They could bring Elena back for advice. That's it.
The funny thing, they could make an Uncharted dude with a Mexican this time, or like a black guy or an Asian guy. Like they could be some. You could have a whole different personality. It could be.
You can have all of those people.
It'd be fire, bro.
Just as companions to Cassie.
That's so lame.
But hold on, Kofi. Let me tell you what I was also thinking about as I thought on this idea more about what this game could be, if it isn't like a new Uncharted or something like that. What if it's like, because apparently Sean, I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I think it's like Eskayag or something like that. He returned to Naughty Dog I think a year or so after Marvel Avengers had came out and did his thing. He was, of course, famous for leading the team that did Uncharted Lost Legacy, which was the side game. But it felt like a grateful experience. So if he is developing something along those lines, and it's not maybe like a brand new game in a universe, that's why I also say Cassie Drake, because it is a new character, but it's still in like a universe that we're familiar with. What if he's also doing what if he's doing a prequel Last of Us game with Joel and Tommy during those 20 years that we don't.
Joel and Tommy, that'd be fire. See, that's a prequel. That's a prequel. That's a franchise I wouldn't mind seeing a prequel from PlayStation. Is definitely Last of Us, because that's a huge gap that they could tell a really interesting story between, before Ellie was even in the picture, because they made it seem like Joel was a piece of shit. So we could get a different sides of Joel where he had to do shit to survive. That would be fire. That's good storytelling. Like there could be some really good storytelling moments, and seeing different sides of characters before how they really ended up the way they were. You know what I mean? How we met them with like The Last of Us 1. I think that's a way better idea. I'd rather see like The Last of Us get some sort of prequel in a Tommy and Joel. I think that works. To me, that's a fire idea.
I like that. I
like that.
I definitely been wanting something like that for them to do. I thought they were gonna do something like that with Tommy and his adventure in The Last of Us Part 2. But since they didn't, I'm like, why not make a whole prequel game?
It could have made like a little DLC, you know?
Yeah, that's what I thought they were gonna do with 2.
They should do a full game, bro. They should do the edition and make this like their next full game if they're gonna do.
Or have
it would be like an E-Day style game.
Have his little Tommy's little rampage after Joel died. You know, that would have been good DLC.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When he went on his solo
smaller stories would work. But I think they could tell a whole new story. They could tell a whole fire new story of him just having to survive like the early. Loki would be just like E-Day, yo. Loki, that's like an E-Day storyline, because that's what E-Day storyline is, right? It's just emergency day, right? The day that
it's right after
popped up, right after when the Loki's popped up. So Loki, The Last of Us can have one of them type of games too, because 20 years is a long time. You know, after what happened to Joel, you know, and the infection broke out.
Yeah, because in that world, it's like, who is the bad guy in that sense? Like, you're doing shit to survive. So I think
should make Joel do some wild shit to like kill like innocents and wild shit to survive. Bro.
And I think it plays on the theme of Last of Us in the sense that what are you willing to do to either, you know, protect a loved one or to survive?
Just to live. That would be a good concept, bro. I like
within that world.
I like that. A prequel Last
of Us. Add some like survival game elements to it, you think?
Yeah, because you could. I mean, you can go even deeper with the combat and the survival elements, because Joel, at that time, he's years younger, 20 years younger.
Wasn't Neil Druckmann saying something about him liking Elden Ring's open worldness, and maybe they add something like that? I think that's what the
inspiration for Intergalactic is. I think that's what you
think so. I
think when he made that quote, I think that inspiration is gonna be what happens with Intergalactic. To be honest. I think he was that time he was teasing Intergalactic, saying that, yo, I like how the environmental story is in Elden Ring and stuff like that. I just feel like I think Intergalactic gonna be that.
I don't know. I feel like Intergalactic was what, 2?
Because you know the concept of the game?
2, 3. Wasn't it probably 2 or 3 years in development by then?
Yeah, but
they said 2020.
Yeah, but you know the concept of Intergalactic. It seems like she's gonna be landing on this planet that nobody has escaped from in the wild. So you might have to do a lot of exploration in terms of the sense of piecing the puzzles of what's going on here, right?
No.
So it might be a lot of environmental storytelling in Intergalactic. They're saying it's its deepest combat system that they have made yet, which is, if you're really being honest, it's not really saying too crazy.
Hey, what do you mean? Last of Us 2 is crazy.
Well, Last of Us 2, but Uncharted series, let's be honest, Jmaine. Let's not.
That's
surface. It's very basic. Point, shoot, cover, shoot, swing. Like, let's not go overboard.
So when I think about even like with Last of Us 2, because to be honest, they don't go as deep as you would say like a Metal Gear Solid goes in with the stealth elements and stuff like that.
Yeah, that one.
But what I'm saying is just the whole system of the Last of Us 2 combat and gameplay and like the AI and all of that, I think was like the combination of everything.
You take that, add like a little jump pack, a double jump.
That was the deepest I've seen their gameplay get. Definitely with The Last of Us 2.
They
did a lot. But if you look at Uncharted, the franchise, if you look at even the first Last of Us, which has a little bit more gameplay, man, because they obviously added the crafting element to it, right? That was like the thing. Now you could craft this, that, right?
Yeah. They're gonna go crazy with the crafting.
So I'm very curious to see. He's saying that this is gonna be their deepest, so I'm very curious to see how gameplay focused this game is really gonna be.
RPG elements. Yeah, it has to be. That's to me, that's the only way you really get deeper with the amount of different things you can do in terms of gameplay elements. Is you latch on to that RPG element style, and that way you create more variety for the player and different avenues and different things that they could do to tackle the same mission.
All right, we got some super chat donations that I do want to read. I appreciate.
Oh, the pocketbooks opened up. About time. God damn.
They opened up, man.
Motherfuckers are stingy.
We do appreciate it. Yo, Kevin Thomas with a $10 super chat. He says Intergalactic will be better than GTA. Book it.
Stop the cat. Stop the cat.
I don't know.
I guess two completely different games, bro.
I think they're gonna be great in the the genres that they are. You know, as an open world game, obviously GTA is gonna come and redefine that again and take it to another level.
We're 363 days away, guys.
Yeah, and I don't think it's been confirmed. I don't think Intergalactic is open world, but you never know. It might be like that God of War style type of exploration, where it's not really open world, but it's like open hub. And
you jump into planets. I don't know.
Yeah, so I don't know.
I think the only thing Intergalactic has a chance of being better than GTA in is the story,
the narrative, right? Yeah, but it's a different style of game. So, but I do think. Obviously, these are two studios that are extremely prestigious. They make high-quality games, so I'm pretty sure they're going to be a top class in their genre. So I think they're going to be top class in their genres.
And all you nerds talking about that the Rockstar gameplay is bad and needs to be changed.
Fire. It's always been fire.
Y'all need to shut up.
That's what I've been saying.
It's always
shut up. It's fine.
All right, we got another super chat donation from Rico Flair 92 with a $5 super chat. Appreciate you. He says, I want them to do a Last of Us prequel with a completely new great character, but at the end of the game they have Joel and Tommy kill you. That would be kind of wild twist. That's a crazy twist still. I ain't gonna lie, that would be a crazy ass twist. That you're playing as some random people surviving, and it gets to the end of the game, you run into.
They really want Joel and Tommy to be the bad guy, like that.
Yeah.
Well, they was better off doing that for the show. I'll tell you that much.
Because Neil Druckmann, to this day, he says that Joel's the bad guy.
Yeah. Shout out to Craig Mazin and that trash ass season 2. Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't watch it.
That prequel idea for The Last of Us is a good idea because it might switch the narrative that, maybe Joel was actually a piece of shit, bro. Like, he did some fucked up things. Especially if they depict them doing some wild shit to survive early in the... But then again, people will justify it. They'll be like, what can you... You had no choice. I think people just like Joel no matter what.
Yeah.
I don't think if you listen to him as a villain. They'll never paint him as a villain for real.
Yeah, because he's what is he, a man's man? That's why, you know what I'm saying? Well, who wouldn't do that? Who wouldn't do that for the gangster?
Yeah, they'll say it's gangster. Yeah.
He's a man's man. That's why they was upset he went out the way he did. Because he's a man's man, and men's men don't go out that way. Nigga. Take this hole in one, bitch.
I do want to talk about appreciate the super chats, by the way. And then, if you haven't hit the like button in your ear still, hit the like button. We really do appreciate that. I do want to talk about Borderlands because what's his name? What's his name? Randy Pitchfork made a comment that seemed to rub some people the wrong way. So I do want to talk about that.
He got my feathers ruffled. I ain't gonna lie.
All right, so J-Man, break it down then.
So Randy, what's his name? Pitchfork? Yeah. Yeah, so in the conversation with some Twitter folk, he got to talking about, the $80 games. And somebody responded and said, Randy, this game better not be $80. Don't take that risk. A lot of gamers aren't going to pay $80 and feed this notion of constant increase of the price tag. They also mentioned that he is the CEO. You have some say with the price when it comes to your publisher. And I think in response to that, Randy Pitchford said, A, it's not his call. And B, if you're a real fan, you'll find a way to make it happen. My local game store had Starflight for Sega Genesis for $80 in 1991 when I was just out of high school working minimum wage at an ice cream parlor in Pismo Beach. Where's Pismo Beach? Somebody in the chat, let me know where that is. And I found a way to make it happen. So, according to Randy Pitchford, if you're a real fan of a game franchise, you will find a way to make it happen to pay for whatever price they put the game at.
Yeah, the position I'm going to take on this is going to be mad wild. So y'all get y'all shit off. Y'all get y'all shit off.
No. You got to go first because you already know where we coming from.
The position I might take might be a little trigger to y'all, so I'll let y'all come out and be the good guys and say the right thing. Y'all go say the right thing.
Listen,
now. Okay. I'm about to say something.
Strat, you got anything to say about this? I would want you.
All I would say is, it all depends on the game,
That's what I'm saying, bro. I'm receiving this. I see people get outraged on this. I'm like, low key, he kind of spit it right now because
y'all wrong.
we're literally justifying our Mario Kart purchase. We're saying, yo, GTA, yo, we might cough over 200 for that. We have to. Like, there's some games that, yo, I'm gonna make it happen. I'm sorry. I'm gonna make it happen to play this motherfucking game if I want it that bad. I'm gonna make it happen.
Okay, y'all right. Y'all right in the sense that we are willing to pay whatever we need to pay to play something that we want to play. I've said really that multiple times. Yeah. I sat up here right now and said I'll pay as much as the system fucking costs to play a game that I really want to play. But if a publisher or a developer is telling me I'm not a real fan because I don't want to pay
the
highest tier of prices or the higher price, that's the issue that I had. I said that on Twitter, and I'm going to say that now. Don't tell me I'm not a real fan of a franchise or a product just because I'm not willing to pay or I can't even afford. Some people can't afford. Some people we know buy 2-3 games a year. We're the outliers that buy a bunch of games a year. Some people buy 2-3 games a year, and Borderlands might be one of them. If that is you, my condolences. But some people, that's all they can afford. If you're telling me that at $80, I'm not a real fan when I've been there for all the other games, or for any instance, I bought it on a sale. I'm not a real fan of the game just because I had to wait for a sale to buy the game. I don't agree with that. Like, just think about any other medium where you are buying a product, whether it be a ticket, whether it be a movie ticket or a concert ticket or a DVD or anything else in entertainment. Who is out there saying you're not a fan?
All right, no, you back.
Okay, I was breaking up.
You breaking up a little bit, yeah.
Long story short, I'm just saying, who is out there saying you're not a fan if you're not supporting it at the highest prices that they have to offer?
Yeah,
I just don't agree with that.
I think that comment is, you probably said too much. You should have just said, like, you know what I mean, I don't got no say in this shit, you know what I mean? So whatever Gearbox or the publisher 2K decides to price it, they price it. But I think the real fan is probably rubbing wrong people. And yeah, we are in a time in the economy is shaky. So I definitely understand people's thing. But my black ass was reading the comments not saying a real fan, but I'm just thinking to myself, like, yo, damn it. Yo, what's the lengths I would go to play a game that I truly run? And I think I might crash out. If it's the right one, I'm not saying all games, but if it's the right one, I might crash out over some shit.
It'd have to be a game that changes everything, you know?
Not really, but I think I think every one of us watching this podcast and everyone here right now has that one game that they may overpay for, bro. They may overpay for. Yo, bro,
back in the day. Right. Because Borderlands is not that one.
Yeah, Borderlands for me, yo. I'm not even buying Borderlands. I have no interest in this game. I'm not even buying that. But there's other franchises. I can't lie, bro. I can't lie to myself. I like to be real with myself.
I can't honestly.
I'm making it happen.
Other than GTA 6 and maybe a new Halo, because I love Halo so much. There's nothing else.
Like, okay, what's a franchise that is dear to your heart? Like Halo. Halo's dear to your heart.
That's it. That's about it. Those are the only two. Those are the only ones.
So if Halo came out and they said the next Halo, right, they're dropping is 200 bones. You think that'll price you out of it?
I have to do it.
You have to do it right now.
But would you say that the people that don't do it aren't real fans?
Okay, would you say that? But that's kind of considered being a real fan, low key, because he would really go that length to play it. But doesn't that make him a real fan?
You know what it also says too is that if this game flops at that price tag, then the real fans let us down.
They let us down.
Yeah, let us down.
I'd
be pissed at that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? Like,
it's a thing you don't say, Jmaine. It's just a thing you don't say. But I see what he's trying to cook with. I see what he's trying to cook with. But it's a thing that you probably shouldn't say as someone putting out the game and people are not liking the price. You know what I'm saying? It's something that you probably just shouldn't say.
Just the way he said it.
Yeah, I think it's just something you say. All right, I want to ask the chat. I want someone to keep it 1,000 with me, bro. Everyone in the chat right now, imagine the game that really changed your life, or the franchise that really changed your life, the franchise that really like, yo, this is why I love this game and shit, bro. This is peak. This is the one. Like, everyone has a game like that. You haven't been playing games all these years and not have a game like that really did it for you, or a franchise that really did it for you. That yo, bro, I might walk a couple blocks to pick this game up. I'm gonna do what I can to pick. I'm gonna trade in a couple of games so I can get it. Everyone has that game, bro. So I want to ask the chat.
Kofi spent 200 on Mario Kart, bro.
Yo, I want to ask.
He getting that physical. I know he getting it.
Yeah, about the physical, bro. About the physical, bro. I want to ask the chat this: Who in here will actually be like, with a franchise they love, that's dear to their heart, that'll be like, they raise the price on it, and you're gonna be like, yo, I'm not buying it off principle. I'm very curious. Is anyone in the chat that would actually stand on business on that type of shit? Like, yo, for a franchise that they love, that they're gonna be like, I'm not buying that because they decided to raise the price to like $80. Like, is there someone in here? Because I would like to like read your name and shout you out for real, bro, and say you capping on the low. But anyone in the chat would stand on business like that for real? I'm curious.
What you saying? That they wouldn't buy it if the game was
I want to see someone who's saying that I wouldn't buy it because they raised the price to $80 or $90 or whatever for a game that they actually really love for real.
Oh, okay, that's
different. No, that's the thing. For a game that they really love for real, or a franchise they really love for real. Like I think it's safe to say most of us will fold. I think that's safe to say most of us will fold though. I think that's the point I'm trying to get at.
I fuck with Mario Kart, but I'm not like Kofi when it comes to Mario Kart.
I played almost played every Mario Kart that exists.
I got the bundle, so I'm cooling. If it was no bundle and it was 80, I might have waited a little bit. I ain't gonna lie, I might have waited a little bit and just been like,
really
I'm cool on that.
But I fuck with Mario Kart heavy. I've been playing that shit. I was playing 64 with my bro the other day on the 64. No cap.
See what I'm saying?
I was playing 64.
I'm not doing shit like that. I'm not doing shit like that, you know. I don't know what game like that it is for me. I mean,
you have a game that like what's the game that like you think outside of GTA? You feel like
outside of GTA, maybe like another Last of Us, like the next Last of Us or something like that. I'll probably crash out over. Multiplayer wise, that's interesting. I don't know if I'm that deep in the streets with too many. I mean, Battlefield, but
my list is short. Don't get it twisted. My list is short. That I would go over the above for. My list is short. It's not very long. I think I have a couple though. I have a couple that I would. But let me read some super chats real quick. This one's from Roxas. Wow, with a big 20. We do appreciate y'all showing love tonight.
Shout out to Roxas.
I guess we got a podcast after the 2-hour mark. That's where they get, you know what I mean? That's where they get charitable.
That's when the money come out.
That's why everyone podcasts for 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours.
That bag come out. Hey man, oh shit, they here for us. Because after 2 hours, they here for y'all. We here for y'all at that point.
Roxas, he says, what are y'all hope to see at Summer Game Fest? You know what? I don't even really know, bro. Like,
maybe that Arc Raiders release date.
Nah, I don't care about that. I need like a bigger announcement. What do I need? What do I need?
Wait, what did Strauss say? I didn't hear him.
He said Arc Raiders announcement.
Boy.
Oh, Arc Raiders release. I think that could show up there.
You think?
I think so.
You think PlayStation's gonna make an appearance?
Well, they're already slated for it.
Yeah.
Jeff Keighley.
Something new?
Probably a PC port. Oh.
You think a PC port?
Probably PC. What else are they gonna show? Unless they show the God of War game that's been rumored.
Corey Borlaug's been, they've been teasing the fuck out.
Oh, they've been working for a while on that one.
Yeah, he's been working.
That's been since 2018, right?
I think that game's actually. I'm willing to make a hot take that, or make a little bet that they show off that game this year. I think we get a trailer for that.
But not at Summer Game Fest. No.
Or Summer Game Fest. If Jeff Key, maybe we can see the Saros gameplay, right? Because they did say we're gonna see it this year. They did confirm that they're gonna have a gameplay reveal of Saros.
Is that slated for next year?
I think that's coming out next year as well. So
one
of those will make me happy.
Like,
to be honest, if I see gameplay of Saros, that'll make me happy because I love. You guys know me. I love Returnal. Returnal's a fantastic.
Oh yeah,
fantastic game.
I'm trying to look at what Summer Games Fest 2024. I'm trying to look at the announcements. Okay, PlayStation came with Lego Horizon.
I don't know.
So he also confirmed Kojima was going to be there.
I think it's the God of War. I think it's the God of War remake little project.
I don't know.
God of War. Jmaine, you keep on coming in and out.
Yeah, it keeps crashing on me. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah. But yeah, man, Summer Game Fest. I think it's actually next week, Friday. So we might do a little live reaction to that if I'm available. I might do a little.
I'll be
live
live
reaction,
for
maybe.
it.
Yeah.
So
Maybe we all could get together
that's
and
post
watch it.
Switch 2 day, bro.
Yeah, that's the next day. Yeah, I'm gonna be live.
Oh,
for
Nintendo gonna be there too.
First time, yeah.
Yeah, we'll watch that together though. We do appreciate you though, Roxas, for the donation. We do appreciate that. My computer moving a little.
Nigga, my PC is
my PC moving funny too.
crawling right now. This shit
is
walking right now. I think my 2070 on fire right now. This shit is crawling, dog. I don't know what's happening. Holy shit.
Gian the Don, he says, game for game, better gameplay. Naughty Dog or Rockstar. So he's asking which one's gonna have the better gameplay, I guess, game for game. Or,
I mean, I really like the Red Dead 2 gameplay, man.
I think when it
like
comes to gameplay, the thing with Rockstar's gameplay, I would say Naughty Dog's gameplay is more snappier in the sense, like, but the thing is, Rockstar's gameplay has just a more to it. Especially if I'm looking at a game like Red Dead, like it seems like they add more. There's more systems to it. Like Red Dead had like a whole survival system, to it, and a whole bunch of other shit to that. So I don't know. I guess it's what you like, but that's
and they go for more of the realism when
they
comes
go for
to
more
real,
yeah,
and body character movement is.
Yeah, so it's really hard to say which one because I feel like they're both great in their own right. I don't know. That's a tough one, low key.
I would say I prefer like Naughty Dog's gameplay over I should say the combat, but I do like the systems in the Rockstar games. I think I prefer the Naughty Dog one. Because I do like the snappy gameplay and the dodge and all of that stuff that they implemented with The Last of Us 2. But that to me that doesn't mean I hate the Red Dead and shit like that. I still like those.
Rockstar can do that, bro. They put out Max Payne 3 and that has the snappiest combat.
It's animations, right? Because they do the animations for the walk in, like he winds up to walk, right? They try to make everything so realistic, so so people interpret that as like some sort of delay, right? Because it's just not snappy. Like on some arcade type shit, right? So it's interesting. We got another super chat donation from Kevin Tommy. He says Last of Us 2 is better than GTA 5 and Red Dead gameplay wise, more fluid gameplay and have better animations. I think yes. I think he had some emojis that didn't show up, but he's pretty much saying that The Last of Us 2 has better gameplay than both Red Dead and GTA 5. Yo, but you know what's so hard for me to like just co-sign that is just that the experiences are just so different, yo. You understand? Like the experiences are just so different. They're very different, so it's kind of hard to compare. Like if they were both kind of trying to be the same type of game, they'll be much more easier to compare for me and for me to say. The Last of Us Part 2, the gameplay in that game is phenomenal.
Because we know Rockstar can do that. It's just they don't want to.
Yeah. Jazzy Jefferson with a $10 super chat donation. I appreciate it. He says
Jazzy.
He says everyone on the "It's My Money" train now. Kofi was right. You already know what type of time. When it comes to something that you like, is my money, bro. Like that's how it goes, bro. That's how it goes.
Always, especially when it comes to the internet. Because niggas will try to make you feel bad about some shit one day, and then 2 years, 3 years down the line,
they literally
everybody like, oh, y'all remember that? It was amazing. Like, shut the fuck up.
They do that. They do that to me all the time. They clown me about something and do the exact same thing that I just did, bro. Like they do that to me all the time. I just keep it 100 with y'all because I think I'm very self-aware with myself. I know myself, so that's why I didn't really pop off too crazy when those game prices were coming off. You didn't see me going on crazy rants too tough. I'm not happy about it. Don't get it twisted. I'm not happy about it, but you didn't see me wilding out. There's a reason why I didn't wild out because I know myself. I can't really talk too much. I bought 3 copies of Dragon Ball Fighters, bro. Dragon Ball Fighters. I bought 3 copies of Sparking Zero, so I'm maybe not the one to really make too much noise.
Aren't you the guy that goes into Micro Center and buys a whole new PC too?
All right, man, relax, bro, relax.
Goes for a new motherboard, comes out with a new graphics card.
So I can't really pop CPU off my mouth too tough, but I am not happy about paying more. But I paid more when it came to stuff that I like, bro. So I'm just gonna be more selective. This one's from Kwanzima. I believe that's how you pronounce your name, with a $2 super chat. Shout out to my Canadian. He says K-Dot concert prices dropped a lot in Toronto. They better have dropped. They were outrageous. $500 for a seat, $600 for a seat. Front floor seats, we're looking at $1,400 for a front row. That's the one that I bought, by the way.
Damn.
It's discounted now. I'm
what?
Piss the fuck off, bro. Let me piss
Take
the
that
fuck
real
off.
quick.
That's it out loud. That's it out loud.
Wait.
Hold up.
I told your ass to wait. Them stadium tours, like they know better. Like they start out that high,
yeah,
and then they always go down
they get,
closer
they
to
get
release.
the people. Yeah, they
get the suckers.
Early.
That's what
the funny thing is. I didn't know that culture because this is my first time actually going to a real concert like this, so I didn't know that.
Yeah,
so that shit caught me off guard. So I bought that shit early, and guess what? Ticketmaster says no fucking refunds, bro.
No refunds.
No refunds.
Absolutely.
So I have to sell my ticket and try and cop another one for a lower price. And I don't know. But
how far away do you live from the stadium?
Shit, it would be a 20-minute drive. It wasn't for so much traffic. With traffic, maybe 55 minutes.
Oh, wow.
I
wish I knew that. I would have told you to buy tickets like day of, and no cap, like a week of.
Yeah, no, honestly, now that I've been paying attention, it seems like that's actually the meta, and that's what people are just waiting on. People are just waiting on for this shit to open up, and they're gonna buy the tickets and get in easy. I didn't know that at the time.
When I bought tickets for the MetLife, it was in the 200 section. On the day of, there was seats available in the 100 section for half the price I paid for the 200 section.
That's fucking crazy.
Sick.
I know.
I was sick.
I can't even lie. I saw the prices on Ticketmaster drop. I was a little sick to my stomach. That like, damn, maybe I overpaid. I should have just kind of waited. But then again, I did get the seats that I want because those seats are all bought up right now, like the front seats. But it is what it is.
Yeah, those ones would be hard to get even if you wait till like the last week because
the front seats are usually
people that buy those, they not really trying to sell. Like they want to be on that nigga dick. Like them.
Hey,
relax, bro.
Relax.
I mean, I would say something else. I would say something else, but you're not there for Scissor. You said you're gonna sit down during Scissor, so you know what I mean. I know what you're there for.
First of all, I'm gonna enjoy Scissor. You know,
I'm gonna enjoy Scissor, but I'm gonna go crazy for Kung Fu. I know.
Gian the Don, bro. Gian the Don says showing love for the great entertainment and knowledge y'all provide.
Shout out to my guy.
Also, shout out to the GG Discord rematch sessions, crazy and fun moments, man. Rematch is a blast, bro.
I gotta play it. I got it downloaded. I'm gonna try and get to it before the beta's over,
good, bro. That shit is so good, bro. It might be a little weird when you're jumping on first because the controls are just so different. If you played any sort of kind of FIFA game, it might be
That's the thing.
weird
I
in
didn't.
that sense.
So I was worried about that. Like I haven't really played much soccer, football.
Okay,
games.
so then adapting should not be as crazy for you. It's nice though. I might play a little bit before I go to bed. I ain't gonna hold you. I might play a little bit before I go to bed, but. I think that's about it, man. I think that's all I really wanted to discuss. Oh, actually, no. I think we should mention this. PlayStation Stars is coming to an end. Sony is shutting down the PlayStation Stars loyalty program. And I think this is another program that they have shut down. I don't think this is the first.
Yeah, they said we already taken your money. We don't need to give you any more money.
Yeah, they I think somebody found a glitch in the system and they was beating them over the head or something. But to be honest, like it wasn't even something that was like even as good as what you get from Microsoft. Like in terms of their rewards program, they're the best. I don't know what rewards program is better.
I feel like theirs have gotten a little worse though. Microsoft.
No, they definitely cut back on how much they give out. But even still, it's still good because I still have yet to pay for Game Pass out of pocket, bro. It's been years since I paid for Game Pass out of pocket. But they are making it a little bit tougher because they putting out shit like every month now that I want to play on Game Pass. But in those times when it was like a game every few months or something like that, it was easy because I could just build up the points with my work at my job. I just connect my Microsoft account to my exactly, and just use Bing as my search engine. And I'm on the internet all day for my job. So I just search shit up all the time and get points. But with PlayStation Stars, I was getting, a couple like $5 to $10 gift cards here and there based on doing some of the campaigns that they had and purchasing games and stuff like that. I don't know why they ended it, though. I mean, they could have just improved on it. But I just feel like they ended it because it ended up being something that they didn't think it would be. I know somebody brought up like it's supposed to be like an NFT type of program at the beginning, but NFTs
I
kind of
remember
died.
when consoles were trying to do that NFT. Remember when Square Enix was talking about NFTs and all sorts of dumb shit?
Yeah,
oh my God.
yeah. Because they never even integrated the Stars program with the console. It was only
Yeah,
on the mobile app,
yeah.
and they said it was supposed
I
to
think that
come.
idea was a great idea too. Like the whole collecting these knickknacks and these digital collectibles. Like, but I just like you're saying, like the fact that it wasn't integrated in any formal way into the console. Like I felt like that was just that was pointless. You know what I mean? Like I hate things being tied to like separate devices. Like that's why like the whole Nintendo online features being tied to an app, a separate device. Those things annoy me. I rather have everything on one device. Like or like if I'm using one thing, I want to be able to search, do everything on that one device. So the simple fact that you couldn't, display your collectibles when you on your console on your profile, like that was just kind of lame in my opinion. Yeah.
But yeah, they said I think it's by 2026 it's gonna be sunsetted, and they said that they're supposed to be coming up with something different. So I guess
Hopefully
we'll see what that is.
Hopefully this one sticks.
Right. Like the live server shit, nothing has really been sticking. So
yeah, hopefully this one sticks.
I don't
Hopefully
know.
this one has a bigger integration into the system.
Yeah. It almost seems like they're like, if you can get too much out of us, then we don't want it to be a thing.
Or
like,
do you feel like they're taking it away because it's something that's being underutilized? Could that be a possibility that they got the back end information of this, right? So they're like,
I mean,
how much people are using this, so like we're kind of wasting our time and money.
If it is, it's their fault.
Let's develop something that maybe is more for, like, I don't know the line of thinking for it, right? Let's develop something that's maybe more friendly in the sense that like we can get more people to engage with it, because right now the engagement is so low on this. Only a few select hardcore players actually really pay attention to the rewards and shit. Could it be one of those type of situations, you think?
I hear you, but I think at that point it's their fault that people aren't engaging with it. They even do campaigns where, if you buy a certain game, you get a boost in the amount of like points you get.
But a lot of the times they do it after the game comes out.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. The list will be after the game comes out. So it's like, if I was gonna buy that game, I'm most likely gonna buy it the first week or two. They'll run that campaign like the month later. Like what? Why? Like, and then you don't get credited for your purchase.
Credit.
Yeah. So it's like, if anything, I think it's their fault not having any the system. And more compelling campaigns to get people more integrated with it. So I don't know. Maybe they take it down and figured they could do something better with the campaigns.
If they could do something better, then I'm all for it though. Let's hopefully see this new program is something better. You know what I mean? That's the thing. When you also have competition, it kind of forces your hand to do more pro consumer stuff. That's the only reason why I feel like Microsoft has been one of the more pro consumer companies as of late. Because they've been on defense this whole time, right? They the whole Xbox One situation happened, right? Guess what? Now, one of the most requested features was backwards compatibility. Let's somehow make this work. I feel like that's honestly them getting smoked is why they have been so pro-consumer, because now you're trying to win people to your side. Even, you're trying to win people to your side. So I guess that's
all you can do.
Yeah, that's the benefit of being in last, I guess. You know what I mean? Like the consumers get a better product at the end of the day, right?
When PlayStation was in last, they was going crazy.
They were trying.
PS3 by in
Isn't
half
that how
for the
you
price.
Got games with? Wasn't that like the whatchamacallit, PS Plus? Didn't that come from that?
Oh yeah, PlayStation. When PlayStation Plus first started, they was going crazy.
That's what I'm saying. When you're on the defense, they have to go crazy. But the thing is, PlayStation is winning so much that it does make the future kind of scary. Back to our point when we're talking about the hardware situation and Microsoft kind of showing signs that it seems like they kind of exiting. It just puts PlayStation in a position that do they have to really try as hard as they used to try? Like that's kind of scary, right? That in the end of the day,
I mean they better they have to still, because these games don't cost. These games not cheap to make, so they gotta try their best still.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true.
At
something's
that
gotta
point,
when it comes to the price of the creating games, something's gotta give at some point. It's either that AI has to come and do a lot of the load or the work. Something's gonna change in the future, because obviously the prices are just outrageous, right? So something's gonna definitely change in the future.
Bad management.
The funny thing is, gamers are so anti AI, and I'm not. I'm not anti AI. I know, like, it's so taboo.
Depends on the use.
Right? I'm not anti. Even if someone is if it gets rid of some people to do some work and it does it just as good, you know what's gonna happen, Jmaine? You know what I think is gonna happen? Hear me out. A game is gonna be made with AI, right? People are gonna play it and not know that it was heavily made with a lot of artificial intelligence. People are not gonna know. They're gonna play that game. That game's gonna come out. It's gonna be so good. It's gonna be a game that's like really good. They're like, holy shit, this is a great game. They're gonna find later, after the fact, Jmaine, that AI was heavily involved. That they're gonna, and that's when the shift, I think, with gamers is gonna happen. That
I don't think the majority
maybe
care.
This AI shit is like not that bad, bro. Like I think that's when the gamers' perception of like AI and development will shift. When they experience something that they didn't know that was AI, because when you play something with AI that you already know, you have this like pre-text notion that it's created with AI. So now you already have this judgment that like, oh, this shit's like, it's soulless, it's mid, but you never know. You never know what someone could create with that shit, right? It might be dope. You never know, bro.
I don't think, but even in that example, I don't think a lot of gamers' issues with AI is the AI itself. I think it's the fact that it's taking jobs away and the security of humans. Like especially with the voice acting or even jobs in the industry.
But, that's happening in a lot of industries though. It's not only like
it is
through life, not even just AI, but through life. Look how many jobs have been cut for machines and stuff like that. Like throughout life, there's so many things that
people protest against that, but it's inevitable.
It seems like it is inevitable for that kind of to change, and I do think AI will be a huge factor in game development. And once again, there's a list of negatives that we can do, but I also could make up a whole bunch of list of positives that it might work out. You know what I mean?
I agree.
And games coming out faster might be a big one. It's gonna do a lot of the work.
Need that.
Yeah,
and I definitely need that, bro.
Games,
my time on Earth
games.
is very limited, Jmaine. My time on Earth is very limited. You know what I mean?
I agree too. What you said,
90 years, bro.
Smaller games.
I'm already waiting too much for GTA 6,
bro. That's what I'm saying. Can you imagine how old are we gonna play when GTA 6 comes out, bro? Like, be for real, bro. Think about that. Isn't that kind of depressing?
I'm not even expecting to play GTA 7.
Isn't that fucking depressing, bro? Like, bro, GTA 5 came out when I was 2013.
Was that 2013?
Wow.
I was 20 years old. No, 21.
Then I was 20 then.
Yeah, because it was after July, I think it came out. Yeah,
it's October.
September. 32,
September.
bro.
September,
32,
yeah.
bro. I'm 32 and I still haven't played GTA 6. Is that concept not wild to y'all, or is it just me that boggles my mind, bro? That's not fucking crazy to you?
No,
that's fucking crazy to me, bro. So what are you trying to tell me? I have to wait another 13 to 15 years to experience like the next one?
GTA
like,
7?
yo, bro, I'm about to be 40, like in my 50s. Like, that's fucking wild, bro. That's depressing to me. I don't know about y'all, but that's kind of, not to get morbid, but that's mad fucking depressing, bro. I don't like games. Right. If they could cut the time to make some of these great games and still keep the quality, do it.
That's hard.
If AI have to get fired, if some mans have to get fired, bro, I'm gonna have to say, yo, it is what it is. I'm gonna have to say that, bro. As a consumer, I'm gonna have to say it is what it is, because, bro, my time here is limited, bro. I'm trying to experience some of the... Yo, bro, I need this to come out of timely fashion, bro. At least at a timely fashion, bro. Shit taking too long to come out, bro. I don't know. It might seem kind of selfish, but hey, man, I'm saying a lot of industries has adapted to technology, bro. Maybe gaming is one of the industries that is just... It gotta adapt, bro. It gotta adapt. All right, yo. Another super chat donation from Quan. He says, you can only exchange for a more expensive ticket. I think he was talking about the... Ticketmaster's exchange.
Yeah.
I think he was talking about
Kendrick concert.
Another donation, I appreciate it. He says AI will make JRPGs dialogue more time consuming. Like, I'm hearing, I don't know. Once again, I'm not against technology coming to replace, as long as it's doing a good job, right? I think that's the concern, right? Like, if it's doing a good job, what's the problem? I guess the human aspect is like, okay, it's cutting jobs, right?
But that's not our problem.
I drive a truck, bro. They're saying, yo. If I'm not careful in the next 40 years, well, I probably wouldn't be driving by then. But that shit might be automated at that point, bro. They might have fucking automated doing the deliveries, bro. And
I see that in the next 10 years almost.
Me and my brother's fleet, we might be cooked. That shit might be all automatic, bro. At that point, bro, who knows, bro? I don't know.
I mean, I'm definitely the wrong person to get sympathy from, because my motto is always adapt or die. Like
after that,
you just gotta get with the times, or because the times are not gonna wait for you to like.
I think it will balance itself.
It's not gonna
out,
be
bro.
on your clock. Like you might be able to find new jobs within that ecosystem of AI being a thing, but the times are not gonna wait for you. Like it's not gonna feel bad for you, and you just have to figure it out.
It's kind of the reality of the world. I think
pull your bootstraps up and
everything will balance itself out, bro. Like honestly, when you hear the team of, I know we've been on for a while. To say it's an extended podcast. So I hear stories or just a team of GTA says. I read somewhere that 35 to 4,000 people worked on GTA 6 at some point in time.
Yeah.
Employees.
I can see it.
Did you hear that number? That's fucking insane. That's fucking insane. So I'm just saying, if AI gets to a point where it could do some of the legwork, it seems like it might be more healthier for the gaming industry in the sense that it's gonna cut some of these budgets of these games down, right? Because in the sense your budget's not as crazy because you're not employing so much people. Assassin's Creed, you hear stories that, like, it takes 1,000 people. They're outsourcing it to, like, you know what I mean? Mad people, mad studios to work on it and this and that. I don't know, man. And these games are taking long to make. So maybe the AI needs to come and help. So I think that'll be a positive in that sense. But once again, people are going to have to, I guess, adapt to the current situation and find new work type shit. I don't know, bro. I don't know. All right, we got one more from Quan, man. He says technology takes jobs, but also opens up new ones. That is true. I
agree with that.
That is very, very true. The machines come, right? It replaced you, but now you need someone to fix the machine when it goes down, or you need someone who's a skilled worker to operate the machine, right?
So, or upgrade the machine, like IT and stuff like that.
Yeah, so it might create jobs in other areas. So I guess I think everything will work out in the end of the day. It will work out. I think sometimes in life you go through periods of like tribulation, like, you know what I mean? Like shit happening and shit just falls into place somehow, bro. I think shit will just
again, the scary part would be like people having to adjust,
which is scary for a lot of people. I definitely understand that, right? You know,
you get comfortable in what you're doing.
Exactly.
So it's scary to move and try and do something.
That's why you can't. That's
why
this
AI stuff has to be refined by people, though. So they're still gonna be there.
Yeah, and I think it's just an overall life lesson in the sense that don't put your eggs in one basket. You know what I mean? It's never really good to be super comfortable because, you know, your life could change at any moment in time, right? So, you know, never try to put your eggs in one basket. Even with a job, like, always have some sort of backup plan or always work on something else, man. I think, you know, a lot of people just get stuck in one way. So when that shit goes south for them, then they fucked type shit. You know what I mean? So.
Seen I don't know who was it that recently released like a new suite of like AI technology. I think it might have been Google, but some of the examples that they were showing, like it's gonna be scary for YouTubers.
What's it called, like VO or something?
Yeah, I think it's like VO.
I've seen that.
Like they had whole clips of two people talking to each other about a topic as if it was like a podcast. And it was fucking AI.
There's going to be opportunity there for people to make money, bro. There's going to be opportunity for people to take advantage. The smart ones are going to take advantage of that shit, bro, and really like do something with it to better themselves, bro.
Yeah. People are already doing like
I'm finna make a
GTA 6 clips with that shit.
Yo, bro, I'm finna make a
I see that.
Hear me. I'm gonna make a fake OnlyFans model that's AI, bro, and cash the fuck out, bro. Cash the
now
fuck
you
out.
talking.
Wait till I figure out how to do it, bro. Wait till I figure out how to do that shit. Wait till I figure. I'm gonna set up a whole fake person, all AI, and I'm gonna cash the fuck out. That's my big brain plan. Yeah, I shouldn't have even said that. That's my big brain plan that I got.
And if you really spend the money, we tailoring that AI to you specifically. What you want to see.
Ooh, you know what I mean? You could be talking to a whole nigga on the other side of that, bro. It's gonna be a whole AI girl, all sorts of shit, and I'm gonna take advantage of the simp. The smart ones are gonna use the technology to cash the fuck out, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Telling you.
Not Mr. Baller 101 saying
eyes are open right now.
The smart ones are going to cash out, bro, with the AI, bro. It seems like there's opportunity. There's going to be some opportunity with it, man. You have to just finesse. Have a hustler's mentality a little bit. All right, real quick before we get the fuck out of here, we don't have to spend much time here, but EA did cancel that Black Panther game that was coming out. And the cliffhanger. Yeah, they shut down the studio too, cliffhanger. So I don't know what's going on with the situation. I didn't really read up too much on the article, but I did see the headline that I want to quickly just point out.
Yeah, it wasn't too much on why it was canceled, but I know like some things leaked about the story. Apparently you were going to be playing as T'Challa's son.
Yeah,
as one of the multiple playable characters, and apparently you're going to be fighting against the Skrull as maybe one of the one of the villains. I'm not that big on the Skrull overall, but I did want to see what this game would have been, but they ain't really show us shit, so I wasn't too excited in terms of like gameplay and story and stuff like that.
At least that Iron Man game is still going though.
Yeah, I think it burns more when you see some, you know.
Yeah,
it hurts more when you see some and it gets canceled. Like I never to this day I still really haven't fully healed from that Star Wars 1313. Y'all remember that gameplay? That gameplay looked like Uncharted in space. That shit looked fire, bro.
Yep.
Yeah. When they canceled that shit, my heart hurt, bro. I'm like, damn, man, that's tough. But yeah, this one we didn't really see anything, so it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. But yeah, like Strat saying, that mode of Iron Man game, I really hope that does see the light of day, because I think that studio got some talent behind it. And, they did a really good job with Dead Space remake. So I feel like with Iron Man, especially they got the zero gravity sections, I feel like they might be able to cook some. You know what I mean, with Iron Man. So I'm looking forward to that and actually seeing gameplay of that. Hopefully one day soon.
Hopefully some Game Fest, because they've been working on it for a while, right?
Yeah. Hopefully, you never know. Summer Game Fest, that could be a hot reveal right there, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That could be a hot reveal. And we got another super chat donation. Shout out to Quan. He's making it rain $2 super chats in here, yo. Shout out to you. We appreciate you, bro. We appreciate you. He says, don't they use call centers for OnlyFans chats? Do they? Do they?
I'm not sure.
I don't know. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know, bro. I ain't gonna be no sucker cent spending my money like that. I ain't no way, bro. When Reddit exists, hell no, bro. Hold on.
Right. It's too many ways to get around that.
When Baddie Hub exists, no way.
Hold on, chill. Bleep that out.
The sauce. We're giving away too much sauce.
Too much. Hold on.
Too much sauce. Yo, guys, we getting the fuck out of here. We've been here too long. You see, we just yapping at this point. I don't know, y'all do the podcast 4 hours, 5 hours. Yo, pray for Jack Moo Johnny, bro. That boy is a strong boy, bro. I don't know how that boy be doing podcasts for that long, bro. Y'all niggas tough. I'm already tired. I'm sweating. The light's beaming on my forehead. I'm shiny. I'm about to go hop in the shower, bro. I hope everybody had a good night, man. I hope everybody had a good night. What? Oh, the next one?
Yeah, they won. Yeah. So it's 3-2 now. Going back to Indiana.
They're not gonna make it to Game 7, bro. They're not gonna.
I don't think so, but that would
be wild though. That would be wild that they did. I don't think they're gonna make
it. Game 7 at the Garden would be the most insane game. Like in terms of like the fans.
You think they could pull it off? Yo, okay, but I heard like the NBA that's only happened a few times where a man's came back from a deficit like that, right?
Yeah, 3-1. The percentage of coming back from down 3-1 to win the series is very small. To force a Game 7 has happened before, but come down from 3-1.
Now, who did that? Was it Golden State who did that? Like, for what year was that?
Cavaliers.
The Cavaliers
did it to the Golden State Warriors. Yeah,
that was the game. That was a series.
I think it happened after that too. I want to say it was the Clippers.
I remember because that was a big conversation at the point that we were like, "Yo, you're choking that much of a lead." It was crazy.
Yeah.
I remember that was a conversation.
Yeah, I think it was the Golden State Warriors that might have been the last.
I like underdogs, man. I cheer for underdogs in general, so I hope the Knicks take it all, man. They said 25 years they even haven't been to the Eastern Finals Conference. So I'm happy for that. I like stories like that. You know what I mean? So I'm cheering for the underdog. Yeah, I like to.
The last team to do it in the playoffs was the Nuggets in 2020. They came back from down 3-1 in back-to-back series. Yep, it was beating the Jazz and then the Clippers. So, but the Cavaliers did it in the finals. That's what made crazier.
That's what made it crazier. Yeah. I think that's the one.
The finals is.
Yeah,
I think
tough.
I think it might have been like one of the first times it's ever been done in the finals. Or some shit like
that shit's crazy. All right, man. I hope everybody has a great night, man. Hope y'all sleep well, and we'll see you guys next week. We might do a podcast, but hey, and we might just do a game night where we just play some Mario Kart with the community, man. So if y'all down, y'all getting a Switch too, come join with us. Hop in our Discord and let's see if we can get some races going. 24 players.
We need to put Kofi like at least in 10th place, y'all.
I've been doing a lot of shit talking, so a lot of people are after me right now. You know what I mean? I've been doing.
We coming for you,
Mario Kart, bro. So I'm about to clean these boys up. You guys.
We can't. I need somebody that's the best at Mario Kart. We can't see this guy get first place.
They know my body. They know what I do.
You still got them streams up from when we did the other.
I feel like I might have some Mario Kart streams on my channel still if you search it.
I gotta see who.
I'm gonna sabotage this guy so hard, y'all. You don't even know.
All right, yo. So on your way out, you'll hit the like button, man. We'll see you guys next week. Y'all be safe. Peace.